All right. We're live. We're here at the BC Christmas Freedom Rally. Just coming up on it now. Please share this stream. We're going to be live probably for the next couple of hours here. I believe this crowd is planning on marching, so we're going to march with these fine folks. It's going to be really, really nice to be around like-minded people who are not all masked up for a change.
One of our favorite YouTube radio.
Don't forget to click that thumbs up button. All right, let's work our way up closer to this stage. Love it. Finally, we can see some smiles. Hi from the UK. Hi, how are you?
We're here to bring back the joy, the festiveness around this time of year. They're trying to take it away from us. We're giving it back. We're giving it back to the public today. So again, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for continuing to come out and support these rallies, because I always say, we can promote, we can organize, we can hand out flyers.
Hey,
I'm the guy that got fired just now. You guys showing up here,
hey, nice to meet you.
We got nothing. So thank you guys so much for coming and supporting and being a part of this unbelievable movement. You're all
right,
Canadian patriots.
Gonna get in closer here and get a shot of this.
Thank you guys so much for all you guys do. Thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause, people. Okay, at this point, I'm going to bring back up Danielle, and she's got an important
How are you, man?
from Ted Kuhn, the president of Vaccine Choice Canada.
Unfortunately, Ted Kuhn's couldn't be here today, but he sent me a very special message to give to each and every one of you. Whew, that's a good one. Bring in my inner Ted here. We all knew more tyranny was on the way. We all knew more lockdowns were coming. We all knew that masking mandates and restrictions on travel and assembly would happen. Trudeau told us, Agenda 21 told us, the World Economic Forum told us, even Joe Biden told us.
Joe Biden.
And yet, it took me by surprise when our various governments imposed even more restriction measures this week. It's like knowing someone is going to die and still being shocked, hurt, and sad when it happens. Last week, governments across Canada upped the ante under the guise of skyrocketing case numbers.
Again, if you're just tuning in, we're at the
They assume that their
BC
magician's
Christmas
sleight of
Freedom
hand
Rally.
will go unnoticed.
Please share the link and
That
click
no
that
one will
thumbs up
notice the
button.
number of hospitalizations and deaths are a fraction of what they were in April. In my own health region, which is in the interior of BC, which has a population of 800,000 people, we are under lockdowns, business closures, restricted assembly, and full-force masking, in spite of the fact that the numbers of reported deaths from COVID since the beginning of the year is 3. And the number of people currently in hospital is 1. I see the fraud, the deception, and the violations, and it hurts. It hurts to see the majority of my community wearing masks. It hurts to see the elderly so afraid that they won't hug their grandchildren. It hurts to see children living in fear of killing their parents or their grandparents. It hurts to see people afraid of each other. It hurts to see businesses closing, many of them never to reopen. It hurts to see children afraid to play with their peers. It hurts to see a piece of cloth rather than a smile. It hurts to see citizens being turned into masking police and snitching on each other. It hurts to see the deception by our governments and media. It hurts to see the science and facts don't matter. It hurts to see our rights and freedoms so callously violated. And it hurts to see any differing perspectives censored and individuals shamed, it hurts to see the loss of humanity. The hurt causes me to get angry, move into judgment, and want to lash out against those I perceived as asleep, complicit, and actively violating my rights. But I need to rise above my hurt, anger, and judgment. I need to be a light in this darkness. I need to be an island of sanity in this insanity. I need to do everything I can to hold our families, friendships, and communities together. I need to find a path that transcends the darkness, the fear, and the despair. I need to be an example of hope, peace, and love. I need to remind myself that those around me who are wearing masks and living in fear are doing so because they have been so massively deceived. They've been conned by this global fraud, by this COVID conspiracy. The conspiracy can be defeated. They are not as powerful as we think they are. They do not control everything and everyone. The conspirators do not control us. There is a growing body of humanity who sees the fraud, the conspiracy. We have pulled back the curtain and see the smoke and mirrors. We know the emperor has no clothes. We have the courage
45
to see
people
the truth.
watching with only 25 thumbs up. That don't add up.
Conspiracies cannot
Click
survive
that like
in light,
button, folks. Share
both
this
the light
stream.
of exposure
We're going to be here
and the
live for
light
the
of
next
love,
few hours.
compassion, and hope. The conspirators require the darkness of censorship and fear to do their dirty deeds. We need to stand up against this conspiracy. We need to hold hope that we can come through this adversity stronger and wiser. We need to challenge the fraud.
Thank
I
you,
will not
Edward,
give up
for
on
the
my
share.
right to assembly. I will not give up on my right to say no.
Thank you,
I will
Richard.
not buy into the fear and despair. I will keep telling truth, regardless of the consequences. But this battle will not be won
Thank
in a
you,
day
lo and behold.
or
Thanks
a
for the
week
share,
or a
guys.
month. The conquest of humanity has been decades in the making, and it will not be overturned by the stroke of a pen, our protesting at freedom rallies, or by the election of a new leader. It will be overturned by us growing in strength and wisdom each and every day. We are up against a bully of massive proportions, but this bully is not all-powerful. There is a reason we have grown up with the story of David and Goliath.
Do a selfie?
Yeah.
You can keep filming.
Our goal each day is to strengthen our resolve, deepen our wisdom, grow our compassion, and stand in our authority.
Thanks to you, you started this whole thing with your 3.5 million
This is a
Twitter.
time
Right.
of transformation.
It's amazing how far it's come.
I am up
Pretty
for the
awesome.
challenge,
But not quite the
and I
numbers
know
that-
all of you are as well.
No, for sure.
It will not be easy, but nothing important comes easily. We are fighting for freedom, for our families, and for the future of humanity. This is a war that may take years or even decades. I will not give up. Ted Koontz, Vaccine Choice Canada, you guys. Thank you, Ted. I know you're watching. Thank you. 5 years ago, I'm going to introduce our next speaker. 5 years ago, this person was considered to be shy with only 12 people on her email contact list. She was focused on raising her kids and helping those in need. Today, she is focused on ferociously defending other people's kids, our elderly, our businesses, our churches, and anyone else who needs defending. I am one such family she has
We're
helped.
here live at the BC Christmas
She is the founder of
Freedom
Action
Rally.
for Canada
I'm
and
streaming
is
right now.
spearheading getting the BC government
Dan
back
Hicks
in order
channel
with
on
Rocco
YouTube.
Galati. Please help me show a
Check it
little
out.
respect to the fabulous
Come and watch
Miss Tanya
the live
Gah.
stream. All these speeches and the march. It's gonna be here all day, guys. Come check it out.
What you want? Woo! Awesome! Once again, I am so happy to be here. And those of you who know me, I'm going to start with thanking God and God alone for the ground that I'm standing on. And I thank God for all of you showing up here today and modeling your
BC
freedom,
Christmas
embracing
Freedom
your freedom.
Rally, live with Pressed for Truth.
This is something that we have guaranteed to us. But for a lack of knowledge, Canadians are unaware of their own liberties, their freedoms, their rights under the Constitution, under the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, under our coronation oath. Has anybody heard about the coronation oath? 1953, Queen Elizabeth II made a commitment that this Commonwealth countries would be founded on Christian principles, godly principles. And the reason I want to bring that up today is because we're here at this event to celebrate something, you know, much bigger than anything else we could possibly celebrate this year. And that is the birth of Christ. And I want you to understand, whether you're a Christian or you're not a Christian, I want to help you understand why this is significant. This is foundational to your freedoms and the reason you get to show up here today. If you've been at other events or listened to me speak, I end up informing people that the country was built on Christian principles inherited through our British Commonwealth. It's embedded in our Magna Carta and it forms our laws and our values. It is a system of governance that sets us apart from totalitarian extremist regimes. Other governments in other countries under other systems of belief are living in tyranny and oppression. They don't have the rights that Commonwealth countries have, and those rights are built on Christian principles. And this is why I want to bring this up, because the government knows that. Tyrannical governments know what it takes in order to bring tyranny in. They know that they need to undermine and destroy Christianity. That's why they're locking down the churches. That's why things, as far as their orders are concerned, are inconsistent, where you can shop at Costco. Well, now with a mask, if you even dare to do that. I refuse to shop at Costco. And I encourage the rest of you to do the same, but don't give up your membership. Because if by chance there's a class action lawsuit coming in, you don't have any rights if you cancel your membership. So that's just a little side note. So because of the inconsistencies within the orders, I've been calling on pastors to rise up. I think they've lost their place in society because they've been convinced that they need to capitulate to the government based on Romans. But that was not to a government that was corrupt. Jesus never bowed. Daniel never bowed. David never bowed. Throughout history and biblical teaching, those great leaders that stood for our rights never bowed.
Amen.
So I encourage each one of you, unless you're bowing to God, don't take a knee. Don't fall into the political propaganda that's going around right now for certain groups who want to force everybody to take a knee to their tyranny. We believe that all lives are precious. All lives matter. So that's the little bit of preaching I'm going to do today, because a lot of people don't think about why it is that the foundation of this nation matters and what it is that the government is trying to do. They told us that we're no longer a Christian nation. They said we're a secular nation. And I've said that's one small step away from tyranny. And proof of that is when Justin Trudeau got in, he said we're no longer a Christian nation or a secular nation. We're a post-national state with no core identity. But that's an impossibility, isn't it? How can you have a country with no identity? So they're filling it up, whether we like it or not, and that's with communism. So to you who believe or don't believe, I'm trying to get the message out that what do you want to live under? Tyranny or a country based on Christian nations that give you the right to be here to assemble to the freedom of speech? Just something to think about. In defense of these freedoms, Yeah. In defense of these freedoms, Action for Canada made a decision that we're going to take on the BC government, the federal government, these health officers, in defense of your rights and freedoms, in defense of my rights and freedoms that are already guaranteed under the Charter. And I want to read you something that some of you may not know, but the preamble to the Emergency Act verifies this. As whereas the Governor and Council, in taking such special temporary measures, would be subject to the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms and the Canadian Bill of Rights, and must have regard to the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, particularly with respect to those fundamental rights that are not to be limited or abridged, even in a national emergency. Let that sink in for a minute. People are being quarantined. They're believing that they need to stand 6 feet apart. They believe they need to wear a mask, which is a sign of deep oppression. They want to see who's going to follow and who's not. You have the right to breathe freely. The right under the Charter of Rights and the Bill of Rights, the right of the individual to life, liberty, security of the person. If you're a business owner, we need you to stand up like the grassroots are standing up for you. We need you to understand you have a right to be in business and open your door freely. With a business license, however, you do not have the right to discriminate against people who choose not to wear a mask and live in their freedom, their God-given rights and freedoms in this country. As far as our pastors are concerned as well, we need you to stand up. We need the pastors to lead this charge as they have. Look at what's going on in China. Who's the ones on the front line there? It's the pastors who are worried about going to jail. So let's encourage our pastors, get behind them and say, you're going to have to answer to a far greater calling after this life than staying in your office and keeping it safe. Let's talk about who everybody thinks that they're helping by wearing a mask. The media and the government have us hyper-focused on 0.03% of the population. Oh my goodness, you need to be worried about the elderly and the immune deficient. How insulting. We worry about them every year and we take the necessary precautions. But how about we shift the focus that the media, like a cult, has everybody in this country following, and let's focus on the 99.7%. Let's focus on the millions of Canadians who are out of work right now and don't know if they're going to be able to pay their mortgage, their rent, or feed their family. Let's focus on all the business owners, somewhere up 80 to 100,000, who have been forced to permanently close their doors. This is corruption at the highest level. Let's talk about our elderly who are being cruelly isolated, who would rather spend time with their family in their last days. They're actually dying from loneliness, not from COVID. This is extreme abuse. And let's talk about our kids who are being forced to wear masks when they have minimal risk of getting COVID.
Thanks so much, man.
And being indoctrinated into the thought and abused psychologically to think that they could kill a grandparent. Let's put a stop to this, people. Let's get the message out. One of the actions that Action for Canada is taking, I've talked about it before, is our business campaign, reaching out to businesses. We have brought resources today, so we encourage you to pick some of these up. And we need more and more volunteers. We're actually going to go national with this campaign because we've had people in other provinces request it. So we're going in and we're informing businesses of their rights. We're also informing them of their duties. And as well, while we're doing this, we have Wednesday nights a volunteer meeting, and we equip our volunteers to be able to respond to questions, but also it's an empowering them. Because if you know your rights when you walk into any business, then you are modeling your freedom, and that's what we have. These are freedom that we have. The government can't take them away. We've been relinquishing them. Right? They don't have a right to put these orders in place, especially when they have no evidence to support what it is that they are doing. This is tyranny. So we invite you to come on over and grab some of those. That's a bit of the business out of the way. And the other thing is as well, you know that we're taking this legal action against the government, but we need to continue to raise funds. I'm very pleased to say we're at 42%, and I was in a meeting yesterday where these rest of these funds to get to 50% is going to come in very quickly. But we still need your help, because once we get halfway there, that's 50%. And we are ready to go, Mr. Horgan, Bonnie Henry, and Adrian Dix, and anyone else supporting this. When they took an oath of office, they took an oath of office to serve us. And as Ryan said, big shout out to the Vancouver Police. I have had so many contacts with people who are struggling and suffering under the hand of these orders. Daily I'm getting emails, and I apologize for people who've emailed me. I can't even keep up with them. It's devastating, the stories that are coming in. And we need to assist these people. So even when we reach the amount of our complete retainer, I want to raise more because I want to help these people. So we'll be commencing the action very, very soon. We encourage you to continue to give. And right down here up front, if you want to make the way forward, we have this wonderful lady with the red box in her hand who is prepared to take your donations. And then I want to encourage you with a word, because Christmas, like I say, it's not about Santa Claus, it's not about the presents under the tree. In Isaiah 9:6 it said, "For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, and Prince of Peace." And John 3:16 says, "For God so loved this world that he gave his only Son, that no one should perish, but anyone that believes in him would have everlasting life." And as I say, this is a Christian nation. These things mean something. And I hope that at some level you can embrace, even if you're an unbeliever today, that you can embrace what this means for you. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Canada.
Okay, guys, so a couple quick things here. So I just want to point out a couple locations here that you guys might not be aware of. We have a kids corner right over here where all your children can go, and there's Santa right there taking pictures with all your children right there. So please, any children want to take pictures with Santa, he's right over here, located over there in that corner. Over in this corner over here, we have the food bank. We have food trucks right here with pizza, with all types of food. We have donuts over there, as well as we have the Christmas Bureau donations right behind those red and white tents right over there, okay? So that's where all these locations are at, guys, okay? So, our next guest, he is the No New Normal founder. He has been protesting here with his crew since April, every Sunday, 1 to 3 p.m. at this exact location, and he will be here. We will all be here every Sunday, 1 to 3, from here on out. Here is the founder of No New Normal, guys. Here's Raul to say a few words for you. Thanks, Ryan.
This copyrighted music might get this stream shut down. Hopefully not.
Nice words from Tom Petty, and that's really the sentiment here. We won't back down. I mean, there's just too much at stake. It's great to see all of you here on this beautiful day. I mean, it's awesome. Give yourself a hand. I'm going to share with you a personal story about my mother. My mother is in a care home. And I went to go and see, they opened it up for visitations a few weeks ago. And but now, all of a sudden, the COVID cases, the fake PCR tests have risen, the false positives. So I can't see her now. So, but what's very interesting is that they are giving without families' consent. So basically the patient can consent to it. And most of these people in care homes are not necessarily with it or able to make their own decisions. So what they're doing is they're allowing the patient, the resident or the patient to consent themselves. So and what they're doing is they're administering these brutal nasal swab tests. And of course they're getting the false positives, and now they're able to shut down the visitations. Doesn't that work so wonderfully? I mean, how brutal and how wonderful. So I had to share that. I don't know if any of you have experienced that, but they really don't want us to see our families in care homes. And it can't be anything more brutal than that I can see. And, you know, that's really tragic. I got a few elements to my speech today. Just came up with this saying. I thought it was sort of appropriate for Christmas. But how many of you would be in agreement with this?
Santa Claus is
Yeah, Santa Claus is more believable than COVID. COVID has not even been detected or isolated in Koch postulates. So, you know, they can talk about it all they want, but it's amazing all the fear porn and propaganda they're giving us, and yet it's not scientifically isolated.
Oh,
Santa, you can see every year. You know, he's in the malls, he's everywhere, he's omnipresent. So,
there's not more people, actually.
Really,
Heavy police
I
presence.
believe in Santa Claus more than COVID.
Hard to get down
And
back there.
Hey.
I think we all agree on that. That's kind of a no-brainer. If you've done a little bit of, there's an ounce of research and you have a little bit of critical thinking skills, you can figure this one out too.
This will probably get it chopped, but whatever.
Yeah, if we don't care anymore, then we don't care, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
Do you think
I have
Facebook
a
will
special
drop
guest
something like
with
this?
us
I
today.
have been
His
going
name is
every
Victor
day.
Pross. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's a renowned artist. And he did a fabulous painting months back. It was I don't know if you've seen it before. It's the Naked Trudeau, kind of along the lines of the Naked Emperor, you know, or the Emperor has no clothes. So, Victor, I'll just give you a little bit of an overview of him. He's a professional Vancouver artist. He's known for extreme caricaturing, imaginative artworks. As an artist, Victor has many high-profile commissions to his credit, including a painting Ron Howard's caricature portrait as a 50th birthday gift for the famous director. He was featured on the Breakfast TV, and basically he also had a documentary movie done about him called Pop Goes the Culture. So Victor and I have just sort of connected over the last number of days, and what we've come up with is an auction for artwork, and 80% of the proceeds are going to go towards the super rallies. So it's a nice way to fund it. It's a nice way to incorporate political statements, and it's going to be quite unique. So I would like I'd like to introduce you to Victor, and I'd like him to show you his work of Trudeau. So come on up, Victor.
Yeah, sure. There we go. Yeah, indeed, the emperor does have no clothes. I am an artist who does caricatures, and the reason why I like to focus on caricature is because it's always been used as a weapon to cut down the ruling elite, the powers that, as Dan Dix would say, ought not to be. So it's always been used as a political tool. And one of the reasons is why humor can be effective is because it's very hard to reveal these people when you're laughing. You can't do both at the same time. So here we go. We have the Naked Emperor. And we have a unicorn Bill Gates with the vaccination needle. And simply it reads, as you see, no new normal. And the narcissistic stoy boy in its full glory. So there you go. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. You go ahead. Okay, and now for his wonderful piece that he just created. It's called The Bonnie Hole.
Okay, just to let you, just as a quick preamble to this painting. it's not really like a caricature per se, but it is a dystopian, kind of surrealist, macabre painting. I don't have Bonnie Henry as a caricature per se, but she's more like Chucky, if you remember him, the crazed puppet. So I have a dead eye look there. So, as they say, the visual is worth 1,000 words.
Thank you, Victor. Yeah, this one's mind-blowing. I mean, this is an awesome piece of work. So surreal and so, kind of intense, and kind of describes what the situation we're in, and the weird people that are leading this country, or our province for that matter.
Who is that person? Who's on the left? I don't
Right here we have the holes in the wall, and somebody put a graffiti on the wall with like a stick woman, and her mouth is like. So satire, you can't reveal these people. You know, when you look at a painting like this, you know the artist is trying to tell you something, and it's not a cute little caricature like you get at a fair or something like this. This is meant to make a point.
Fabulous work, Victor. So we're hoping to do more of these paintings. Victor's hoping to do more of a series of them, but all right. What's nice is he's offered them up for auction, and they're going to be auctioning these tomorrow between 1 and 3 at our No New Normal event. So we're going to be back here tomorrow between 1 and 3, so we'd love it if you could participate and donate, and you could walk away with these magnificent pieces. And what's neat is they're really a period piece, a unique time in our history, and quite a statement that they're making. I don't know any other artists that are doing this kind of work. I mean, this is a real keeper, and who knows what the value might be in the future.
That's right. Once I shake off this mortal coil and I'm dead, they might be worth a lot of money. Who knows?
So it's a great fundraiser. It's a great way to express our feelings about the situation, and we'd love to have you guys involved and have a really good bid tomorrow. So thank you very much, Victor. Okay. What a great day. Well, last night I was talking to Mark, actually, and we're so blessed to have him come out and be with us. And I'd like to thank Mark Donnelly again for coming out and making such a great speech, and having the courage to come out. Not many people will do what Mark is, and we're so blessed to have him as part of our family. He has a big family, by the way. He has like 9 kids. So I said, just bring them all in, and we're all under one tent. So thank you again, Mark, for being a part of this. And as we mentioned, we have the No New Normal event tomorrow from 1 to 3, so I hope you can make it out again tomorrow. We'll be having a march, we'll be having some speakers, similar agenda that we have every Sunday, plus we'll have the auction for the art. And I'd like to just finish up by saying thank you very much for all the organizers of this great event. Danielle, Ryan, Marco's involved with Chris as well. Chrissy, there's so many names to mention, but you guys have done a phenomenal job, and we really thank you for everything. And it's great to be a part of this. So, without ado, I'm going to hand this over to Danielle. And thank you so much, all you people that come out every weekend, come out for the big events. It really means a lot. Unless we have a lot of people, this is not going to work. And unless we show a resistance and some opposition, this is not going to work. And what's great is these crowds are getting bigger. A lot of people are coming out on Sundays now. And so do please come out and bring your friends and join us. And we're going to make this thing grow and get bigger and bigger. And yeah, thank you very much again.
Thanks for doing everything you do, Ralph. I was so excited to hear about our next speaker and was able to make it back into town before our event. We weren't sure he would make it. He founded Hugs back in May, And since then, he has made it an international movement that is growing every week across Canada. He is a stoic leader, but underneath that strong exterior is a dad that hasn't hugged his son in months. This movement means something big to him. He came to BC to help grow the movement here and connected with Marcella, who has taken the reins and has become a force to be reckoned with in the movement. Please welcome Vlad and Marcella.
YouTube, please ignore the copyright music. I didn't do it.
All right, welcome. So I'm Marcella. Vlad's sidekick. I used to pray for somebody to stand up and speak to defend our liberties. Then I realized I am that somebody. From the start of this crisis, mental health has been where my heart has stayed. I have watched the months pass and seen an increase in mental health changes, coping strategies in myself, family, friends, and those that work outside their home. For some, fear, isolation, and separation from people while out in the public has taken a definite toll on us. Can you attest to that? Has COVID-19 affected us all? The Canadian Mental Health Association says, of great concern is the sharp increase in suicidality this fall, with 1 in 10 Canadians experiencing recent thoughts or feelings of suicide. We are seeing a direct relationship between social stressors and declining mental health, says the leader, researcher Emily Jenkins, who is a professor of nursing at UBC, who studies mental health and substance abuse. The most recent story of an 11-year-old boy in California shooting himself during an online distance learning class is heartbreaking and tragic. It's hard to put into words, would you not say? This is clearly a young person who has lost hope, and sadly, he's not alone. According to the Canadian Federation of Independent Businesses, businesses who have seen further drops in sales as a result of the second wave in BC, 15% strongly agree, and 28% somewhat agree.
When?
Right now, our business is losing money for every day that it is open. In BC, 13% strongly agree and 18% somewhat agree. So, I am actively considering bankruptcy. These are people in our province affected by COVID-19 and all the restrictions that have gone on. I'm winding down my business as the result of COVID-19. From May at 12% to October at 14%. Are you aware of any of your employees who have faced mental health issues since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic? No, said 45%. Maybe and unsure is 20%. Yes is 35%. Do you want to know how much your employers are able to help you with your mental health stressors? Well, 42% that they are not very well prepared. These are your employers. These are our employers. 12% that they are not at all prepared. 15% said they don't know or they are unsure. Only 4% said that they are well prepared to help you. These are your employers. 4% are ready to help you. And 27% that they are well prepared. So 70% of employers
who are not sure or prepared to assist their employees struggling with mental health issues, that's troublesome, and that needs to change. Big box corporate-owned businesses' profits are soaring at the cost of small and family-owned businesses. This is unconscionable. Do we have small business owners in the crowd? Are you affected? Right? Have you taken a hit? Suicide rates and drug overdose numbers have soared well above COVID death numbers during the same period. And I've gone to our coroner's website and I have the stats because I want the media that is here to know that I've researched and I'm not making anything up. I am not a conspiracy theorist. I've gone straight to the horse's mouth. The media won't tell you what I'm going to tell you, but I'm going to give it to you because we need to hear it. They don't say it on the news, but we need to know this information. In 2020, illicit drug toxicity deaths in BC, 115 in March, 120 in April, 178 in May, 185 in June. June. 184 in July, 159 in August, 129 in September, 162 in October. That's a subtotal of 1,386. How many COVID deaths outside a long-term care home in our province? 166. No, in BC, 300 and somewhat number, right? Okay. These people are not dying on the downtown east side. They are dying in a private residence. 55%, that's your neighborhood, that's my neighborhood. In another residence or a correctional facility, occupational site, a public building like a public washroom, or other area of the building. How many COVID deaths in BC? What are the numbers? Right. So what I'm sharing today outlines collateral damage due to lockdown measures meant to save us all from dying of a deadly virus. Yet their numbers don't support this. Cases do not equal deaths. How many deaths have happened outside of the long-term care homes? CTV News reported that 10,944 COVID attributed deaths in Canada, and of those, 10,781 happened in long-term care homes. That's 98.4%, folks. Do you feel like you're getting the right news from the media and your government? Me neither. So the latest enclosures, thanks to Bonnie Henry, she's decided to shut down churches and places of worship. Churches typically provide a place where people gather to find peace, encouragement, and strength, and a place where they worship their God, as well as supportive groups to assist with addictions and grief. These seem to be the only church groups open to congregants. While their rights to gather in public worship services are closed to the main body, these are places that actually help. And I know because I need it. Churches are essential and should remain open. Meanwhile, unhealthy options are widely available for people to cope. Liquor stores with profits soaring, marijuana dispensaries and pubs, fast food outlets providing you with a delicious, delectable diet of genetically modified foods. In August 23rd, CBC reported, employees at a private BC liquor store say they hope their successful vote to unionize catches on at other locations as they prepare to negotiate a collective agreement with their employer for the first time. Last week, 75% of the employees at Jake's Beer and Wine and Spirit Store in Maple Ridge, they say while liquor store profits have increased during the pandemic, they've increased, but they've taken the churches away that help people. Tell that to small businesses and family-owned businesses who are shuttering their windows because they cannot afford to operate at the diminished, safe opening capacities and dwindling profits. I haven't even given you the numbers for the government-owned liquor stores, and I won't for time's sake. Do you think their profits are up? At your health's detriment? Again, the Canadian Mental Health Association states nearly 1 in 5, 17%, have indicated that they have increased their use of substances as a way to cope. A fifth of people, that's 20% of Canadians, have increased alcohol use, while many have also increased their use of other substances, including cannabis, 9%, and prescription medication, 7%, and even higher rates in subgroups.
Amen, Alpha.
Desperate people are looking for alternate measures to cope from this government's devastating lockdown measures. Who's tired of this? Who wants to see change? Winston Churchill said, "Fear is a reaction. Courage is a decision." My friends, I implore you, be courageous. Make that decision. And as I said to you earlier, stand up, speak out, be somebody.
Give it up for Marcelo, everybody! Thank you.
See the little dog and the lady golden back there?
Hello, Vancouver! What a time to be alive! Yes or yes? Wow. I really mean it, guys. What a time to be alive. Life is what we all should focus. Life. Because we are humans. And we should focus on love. Because we only have one life. And love is infinite. And has all the power that we need to win this battle. And we already won. We just have to get there in time. My very first protest I went in my life to participate as an activist was on May 2nd of this year. And I took few handmade signs. I went to Dollarama and I, with a marker, made some of them with my girlfriend. And as you can see, the signs continue as a theme, right? So the two main signs that I brought to the Queen's Park in Toronto, where I've been living for the last 21 years, one said, "Real data versus fake model." I said that on May 2nd. The other one said, "Our kids deserve normal life." I'm not gonna go too much into the real data versus fake model. Marcelo did a phenomenal job, other people mentioned it. Three main points that I wanna say it again, because we have to say it over and over again, same way as media saying things over and over again, because they hypnotize people and brainwash them. So we have to do the opposite effect. Three numbers that they should always mention. One is hospitalization numbers. Two are the deaths directly from COVID. And the last one, excess numbers of deaths. First one is straightforward. How many people are hospitalized specifically because of this virus? Second one, how many people unfortunately passed away because of this virus, not having virus inside of the system and dying from cancer, heart disease, everything else that people die every single day around the world. And they should have mentioned those numbers from the beginning, from April, from May, from June, and they have not really, and then they completely stopped talking about them. But the last number they couldn't really say in the beginning, but they definitely should say now, is the excess numbers of deaths. In other words, when you compare in this year, which already almost finished, to the previous year in Canada, Do we have more people dying or do we have less people dying? What do you guys think? This is how simple you can talk to somebody. And the way you want to talk to somebody who you want to nudge in to wake them up is ask them questions. Again, please understand, a lot of people are scared and fearful and being brainwashed. So we have to ask them questions because they're like in a hard shell. We have to break a little bit and sip a little bit of truth inside and just let, the plant the seed of doubt and let it germinate and spread in their mind. And it works by asking questions. And asking that question, do you think in Canada that we have more people dying this year or less than the last year? And don't answer, just let them think about it. The sign talking about the kids, and thank you, Danielle, for mentioning it. I am a father. I have a now 4.5-year-old son. Last time I saw him in life when he just turned 4. And we are doing it for our children, for sure. Because I'm clearly aware that we're not even the target for the agenda people. And most people understand, definitely in this crowd, it's the corrupt politicians and big pharma are the main team, right, that we're fighting against, and we are. But children are the target, unfortunately, right? That's why they're going after them. That's why the messaging and the symbols are so important, because as they're doing that to them, we have to do the opposite, right? That's why the signs are so crucial. That's why the name, when it channeled to me somehow, Hugs of a Mask, is there for a reason. And kids love it, and then parents love it, and it's growing around the world, and I'm very humble and grateful for the support that this movement already got so far. And again, we're just getting started. Yes or yes? November 26th, on Thursday, was a very important day for Canada. And it was an important day for Canada because on that day, China got created. And if you don't understand China, obviously is a funny thing that we have to be present to right now. It's like we have China, Communist Party or tyrannical government spreading through Canada. So that's why we call it China. Hashtag China. Make it go viral. And again, it's very important to be aware. The first step we all have to do is to realize where we are. Because if we're not sure, if we're confused where we are, then the course of actions might not be the exact what we have to do. So first step is awareness and realizing we're not living in a free country anymore. It's not. On that day, on November 26th, we had 3 main things that happened in Ontario. I personally was in the Adamson's barbecue for the 3rd day straight, taking a stand for every single business owner in this country. And on the same day, Randy Hillier organized a protest rally at the Queen's Park with no more lockdowns. Give it up for Randy Hillier. And on the same day, Pastor Henry Hilbert got issued a ticket for the protest that he participated 2 weeks before in London. And then Randy Hillier got issued a ticket as well at the end of his protest at the Queen's Park. I repeat, an MPP, a member of legislation of Ontario, got fined for having protest speaking against tyrannical government on the legislation land, for crying out loud. And obviously, if you haven't seen, we really took a stand for the small businesses on Thursday at Adamson's barbecue. And honestly, that was probably one of the most proudest moments of my life living in Canada. You know why? You know why? Because I stood shoulder to shoulder with all other patriots, men, women, and children, defending the right of a man to open his business disregarding tyrannical and completely unjustified and unlawful regulations of the government, corrupt government for what it is. And when Adam kicked the door out and opened his business, and police pushed us back, we didn't back down. What we learned later, the police officers weren't paid duty on that day. They were not even police officers. They were hired security guards.
That's the way it's gonna go.
And obviously, the whole thing completely unjustified because our medical officer of Toronto, Cruella Davila, we call her now, literally with a stroke of a pen, made a statement that the restaurant now belongs to her. With no court order, with no judge signature, literally, she said, I say this restaurant belongs to me now. And she told the police to go there, change the locks in the middle of the night. And then when Adam broke into his own restaurant, he got charged for trespassing into his own freaking restaurant. And this is why, welcome to China, everybody. No China for sure. No. But what I'm saying is that we have to know where we stand. Because when you know where you stand, then you know what your next step is. We have to be very clear. This is maybe a rude awakening for a lot of people. And I'm sorry if that's you. And welcome to the Light family, by the way. So that day is very important because what we do next is crucial. And that's why this is very important. That's why I was able to come here to support all of you guys here. I am in Toronto. Toronto is definitely the main battleground for the whole Canada. My heart is breaking for Manitoba. Give it up for Manitoba, everybody. For a lot of you know what's going on in Manitoba. Manitoba right now is the victorious state of Australia. We are under martial law. You're not able to leave your house. The businesses are closed. And even if you go to the business, Walmart, which is essential, you can't even buy everything that you want because inside of the store, they have items deemed non-essential. The item is right there, but you're not allowed to buy it because the government now going to tell you what you can and cannot buy. Guess which items, most of them deemed non-essential? Christmas stuff. How exactly do we stop the spread of COVID by banning Christmas cards and Christmas sweaters? Like, come on. So, guys, give it up for Manitoba, please. So, Toronto is very important. Ontario is the biggest province, right? Represents 40% of Canada, so we're doing what we can there. And then BC is very important for me because for me, I'm doing my best to strategically to figure out we can almost build a bridge of hope between Ontario and BC, and everybody on that path will be taken care of. Yes or yes? Last couple of points I want to make. I don't want to take too much time. I want to be respectful of everyone here. People ask me, how am I able to keep my composure in all this time? Like, are you afraid to get fined? Are you afraid to get arrested? And it's called personal development, guys. That's all it is. And I'm grateful and fortunate to be doing that for a long time, you know, well over 20 years. And there's 3 things that impact your life and make you who you are right now in this moment in time. 1 are the people you meet in your life. 2 are the books you go read or listen. I listen to a lot of books. And 3 are the experiences that you have throughout your whole life.
Thanks for the share, Burmis.
And all of them shape you who you are right now. And all of them had to happen exactly how they had to happen for you to be who you are right now. So you are perfect and complete the way you are.
3 books that I highly, highly recommend for everyone here to either read or listen for the first time or revisit them. Number 1, and I call it my North Star, because it keeps me aligned and keeps me in check. If something is going on, I literally put my headphones, I listen to it, it's 2 hours, done. It's called The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Book number 2 is Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl. And book number 3 that just came out a year ago, a little bit before, is The Infinite Game by Simon Sinek. A little bit of a part from the 4 agreements for you guys. There was one man that used the power of the word to influence some of the most intelligent people in the world to do the most heinous actions. Hitler, he used the power of the word, of fear, to influence people to do the most heinous things to their own people. Fear was the word. And the slogan they used back then is, everything that we're doing is for your safety. I wish I was making this up, guys. I wish I was making this up. I've been saying this from day one once I started, blowing things up back in April. I don't want to be right about any of these things that's been going on. It's no longer a conspiracy theory. This is all facts. Like, it's literally straight to our face. But again, awareness is the key. And the actions that we're going to take and the choices that we're going to make ultimately will determine the life that we're all going to have. So we have a power of the word as well. And we have to be very mindful and very clear in how we use the power of the word. And the word is love. It is. Right there. Love over fear. Everybody. Love over fear. Love over fear. Love over fear. Yes or yes? Quick thing from the Man's Search for Meaning book. The word choose, I tattooed on my hand, I guess almost 3 years ago now, to keep a constant reminder for myself that you get to choose every moment of your life. And everything that you choose, you take responsibility for everything that comes out of that. So when I came to the protest the second time, which was on May 9th, I already had made a choice that this might cause me not to see my son for a while. And I had to be okay with that. And I had to make a choice to be, on May 2nd even for the first one, to be okay to get arrested and fined and whatever else. I had to make that choice and accept whatever things would come out of that. And the reason why I say that now is because there's so many of you here that made the same choice.
My pleasure, Tracy.
To be here today, no matter what. No matter the threats. No matter the threats from people saying they're going to take away your kids because you let them wear hugs of a mask and go to school and tell our kids we should hug each other and not be fearful. And whoever else is getting threatened already got fired for just participating in the protest and expressing your beliefs, or unable to fly on the planes. We all have to make those choices and accept the consequences of our actions. And we have to be okay with that. The last thing I'm going to say about the infinite mindset, the infinite game, is that the reason why we already won this war, and we have to know that we won it in here, and more than anything that we won it in here. And I want you all to put your hand on your heart right now, please. and connect to that image that we already won this. It's already done. But it's gonna take a little bit of time for us to get there in time. That's all it is. But the infinite game taught us that when you fight for something that's infinite and endless, you're always gonna win, guys. You're always gonna win. The last thing I'm gonna say, we are all essential. And the reason why we're all essential, because your business is essential to you, to your family, to the fabric of your community. And that's why we're all gonna open our country together. Enough is enough, guys. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Guys, I'm gonna be here again tomorrow. Come back, listen to more of the message. Check out our booth. We have a bunch of stuff, exemption buttons. The signs, we encourage you. We ask donations $20. Take them home with you. Have a Christmas party. Have a celebration, wherever you want to have. Just live your life. And all this, choose love over fear. Love you guys. Stay healthy, everybody.
Come find the stream, guys. We're live all day.
Okay, guys, so we have a couple more acts to go here before we go on our march/parade. Okay, which we're really looking forward to. So our next performer, he is a classically trained pianist. He has been nominated for 7 Juno Awards, and he will be performing a comedy/parody song that I believe he wrote himself. So if I can please call up, wherever you are right now, John Stetch to the steps, please, to perform your song. We'd love to have you up here. We can't wait to hear you. Where are you, John? Where's John Stetch? If John Stetch is here, can you put your hand up so we know where you are here? John? Okay, so if John's not ready, if John's not here, we're just, oh, there he is. Come on, buddy, there you are. There he is. You all good? All right, buddy, you got your microphone. Okay, so here's John Stetch, everybody. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you. Oh, a little out of breath. I was running from over there. So I got a new gadget from the, not the big box stores, but what do you call the little ones? The mom and pop stores. And it's a bullshit Bonnie detector. You turn it on. Just got to get the right setting. There it is. Yeah, it's just about full now, just about max. So you can pick one up. And now I'm going to do a little something. This is for our elite leaders who want to take our Christmas from us. Justin's nuts roasting on an open fire. Doug Ford locked up in Gitmo. Visions and dreams that Canadians desire. And so Trudeau has to go. Everybody knows he's creepy, just like Sleepy Joe. Lying piece of crap and not too bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will be his victims tonight. You know that Satan is on his way. Concentration camps and quarantine all day. And every mother, she wants to cry. We'd rather catch COVID and die. And so I'm offering this simple phrase for psychopaths here to Timbuktu. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas, screw you. Everybody, although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas, screw you. Last time, although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas, screw you. Thank you, thank you. And now, one that is also kind of interactive, and you can sing along, you'll probably know the words. But I change it a little bit. So when you get to the little chorus, it's bring back my normal to me, to me. Okay, let's do a little Canadian sound check. Okay, keyboard sounds good. And now, my Bonnie lies nearby the ocean. My Bonnie lies through CBC. My Bonnie will soon push that potion. So Bonnie, stay 6 feet from me. Bring back, oh bring back my normal to me, to me. Bring back, oh bring back my normal to me. My Bonnie loves quoting fake science. She gladly accepts bribery. My Bonnie bets on your compliance. So take off that mask and breathe free. Bring back, oh bring back my normal to me. Oh please, bring back, oh bring back my normal to me. My Bonnie's in bed with Dr. Fauci. Their vaccine will make us all sick. They both know that COVID is phony. So don't take Bill's Microsoft prick. Bring back, oh bring back my normal to me. Oh please, bring back, oh bring back my normal to me. My Bonnie wants more and more lockdowns. Her hero is Communist Tam. The media colludes with these two clowns. But we can all see it's a scam. Bring back, oh bring back my normal to me, to me. Bring back, oh bring back my normal to me. Well, last time. Bring back, oh bring back my normal to me, to me. Bring back, oh bring back my normal to me.
What a refreshing twist on Christmas. Thank you, John Stetch. We're gonna get going here pretty soon, guys, but I just have one more speaker to come up. Actually, these next speakers totally inspire me, and I think represent most of us. My friend Brian asked me at the last rally if his son could squeeze in for a couple of minutes, and boy, am I ever glad that we did, because Greta Thunberg has got nothing on this kid. And he clearly comes by it honestly, because his dad is probably one of the most supportive, free of ego, and eloquent spoken people that I know. Please show some big love for Dylan and Brian. Good luck, buddy.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dylan. I'm 12 years old, and I'm here to tell you and all the kids around the world you do not have to wear a mask. You are not sick. You do not need to be scared. And if you take off your mask to breathe the fresh air, you have a 99% chance of being okay. I don't know about you, but I like those odds. Here's the main reason why I don't think you have to be scared. At the beginning of all of this, We were told that many people were dying. Then we discovered that was a lie. People died, and I'm sorry for those who did, that mostly had other health issues or were over 70. That, in my opinion, does not justify masking the whole world. Now all they want to talk about is cases, which means the people who are getting sick are not dying. The government and the media are just trying to make all of this seem more frightening and scary, to instill fear in us. But guess what? It's not working for me. I am a living example of why you don't need to be scared. Have I been washing my hands? Of course. Have I been maintaining my distance to make my family and friends more comfortable? Sure. But you know what I've also been doing? Not wearing a mask once. Spending time with the family and friends who are comfortable. But the most important thing I've been doing is living my life like a normal 12-year-old boy. It makes me sad that so many people are living in fear and that they are afraid of one another. I feel everyone has lost their kindness. This is a beautiful country with kind people and a lot of love. So everyone get back to living your life, loving each other, and being kind. Thank you.
Caught the full speech on my live stream. Go check it out. Kid just killed it.
Thank you, Dylan. You want to hold my sign? Holy man. Dylan was afraid that if I spoke first, he would have to follow me. And I tell you, following him is not easy. We want to get going on this march, and I'll try to cut out some stuff that's already been said. Obviously, as you know, that was my son Dylan, who spoke to you from his heart today. So give it up for Dylan one more time. Man, the courage it takes to speak up right now during these challenging times is difficult enough for any adult. Trust me, I know this today. But for a child, the courage it takes to get in front of all these people and share what he is truly feeling is inspirational. Thank you, Dylan. I love you so much, and I am so proud of you. Today, I stand before you as an independent person of any organization or agenda. I am a sovereign human being standing before you up for freedom, and I have such gratitude for the opportunity to speak from my heart today. I want to thank everybody who's made that possible, my friend Danielle, Vlad, all of the organizers. We thank you and we love you. Please give a round of applause to everybody who organized this day today. Thanks, guys. Freedom is what I'm here to stand up for, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to speak about kindness and love, and education is how we need to achieve this. The freedom of choice, the ability to speak freely and openly without persecution or censorship, the right to choose whatever religion we believe, and most importantly, the right to choose for our own bodies and families. Government should never come in between these fundamental freedoms this beautiful country was built on and fought for. Let us protect those freedoms and rights now and onward, regardless of our personal beliefs.
Can you hold that?
1 second, sorry. The media can be a dangerous, toxic, and ruthless, as many of us have found recently, especially for Mr. Mark Donnelly, who has sung our national anthem for the Canucks for years and was abandoned by his employer via social media for exercising his right to free speech and doing the very thing he loves and has been praised for until today, which is proudly singing for Canadians. I have stood for you 100 times, Mark, and today I stand for you and with you today. I chose to speak today under some precarious circumstances because you have done the same. And like Vlad said, we have all here to make a choice that we are going to stand up for what we believe, which is freedom. The very media machine that creates this fear, negativity, and misinformation, trying to create conflict and divide us. We must unite. We must align on the things we agree on. Either the media is malicious in calling this an anti-mask rally, or
they simply cannot read. Because the flyer that I saw said Freedom Rally. Nobody here is anti-anything. I was torn this morning whether I would speak, and I had to choose. Fear can mean forget everything and run, or it can mean face everything and rise. We need to face everything and rise, and that's what I chose to do today. With all this misinformation on both sides, it makes it difficult at times to think of jeopardizing the hand that feeds us. But what other choice do we have? To give up our freedom of choice, the freedom to move around, speak, the rights, give up our rights where a virus where 99% of the people will recover without incident. This virus is real and it's dangerous for some people, but it does not justify the extreme measures that are crippling our economy and causing many more people to suffer than just the virus. As for masks, I think Ryan said it best. If you want to wear one, wear one. I've had trouble breathing since I was a kid, and I cannot and will not wear one as it restricts my breathing and hinders my health. I need to remind everyone watching this that this is right from Bonnie. Quote, "As for those with legitimate medical reasons for not wearing masks, we take people at their word. There is no way that we will force people to have medical notes or other things. We need to be able to accommodate them." Please remember that. Today I stand before you as a father, entrepreneur, business professional, learner in life of this world, and most importantly, a friend to all of you who choose to be courageous and stand up for freedom. If the first lockdown worked, why are we doing it again? And if it didn't work, why are we doing it again? I'm trained and certified in NLP, which for those of you who are not familiar is neuro-linguistic psychology, and it makes all the difference in how we react and treat others right now. My main message today is to choose kindness. Choose your words respectfully for you and others around you. Don't judge people. Don't judge people because they want to wear a mask. Don't judge them because they don't. I think it's really important right now to consider how we make people feel. And right now, people are suffering. On either side of the debate, hate, anger, and negative emotions will just bring us all down and will not bring us closer together. If you see someone shaming another person, say something with kindness and love. I can assure you it will not escalate. Show those who are angry that you are better than that, and we are the love and the light. We all need to be conscious of this, that everybody is suffering and going through their own emotional trauma. We need to do something now, say something, and stand up. Not after we've lost all our freedoms in this country. Take it from me, and a quote from my dear friend Danielle. You want to be on the right side of history on this, folks. And everyone here today is on the right side of history. I'm going to finish up shortly, but I just wanted to add a couple things that maybe weren't touched on. So the last time I checked in early November, there was 4,000 medical professionals that signed on to the Great Barrington Declaration. Does everyone know what the Great Barrington Declaration is? Right. This does not get any mainstream media coverage. So when I last checked last night, there was over 677,000 citizens have signed on to the Barrington Declaration. 12,597 medical and public health scientists.
Thanks, Ken.
And you ready for this? There was 4,000 doctors the last time I checked in early November. 37,547 medical practitioners have signed on to this document. Millions of people around the world, including nearly 50,000 medical professionals, cannot all be wrong, can they? I don't think so. So at some point, which in my opinion was months ago, the amount of people speaking out against these extremist measures in every country around the world makes it wrong to slander those speaking out and almost mathematically impossible to be what they say everyone is here today, which we won't even give it energy or words. I, personally, am pro-science. I am pro-health. I am pro-choice. I am pro-small business. I am pro-democracy. And I am pro-humanity. We need to continue talking about and acknowledging the collateral damage of these restrictions in our society and our communities, which far outweigh any COVID deaths from estimations of up to 12 to 1. So what that means, guys, is that every person that does pass away, sadly and unfortunately from COVID, 12 other people are affected and impacted by these shutdowns. What are the suicide rates, Bonnie, from 2019 versus 2020? How about alcoholism, depression, fear-based anxiety, which the media is solely responsible for perpetuating on live television every day and week? So I leave you with this. Getting into hostile debates or fighting differing opinions with destructive emotions and judgment and people on social media and in person will not help any of us. It'll just provide ammunition to the media to discredit. Send your message with love, kindness, empathy, and understanding that many people are having a tough time digesting what's happening around us, and we must unite. What else are we going to do about it? Well, we're going to continue to organize, rally, share information, love each other, and as my son said, be kind. We are tax-paying citizens of this great country. We are working class people. All of us are mothers, fathers, professionals, teachers, doctors, nurses, volunteers, entrepreneurs, sons, daughters, and respected law-abiding citizens and members of our communities all across this country who gather here today. We are fighting for the truth. We are fighting for our Charter of Rights and Freedoms and the people of this great nation. I decide what to put in my body, whom I share what time with, and where I go in this country. That is what this country was built on, and that's what my grandfather would be proud of, because he died in World War II. That is what this country is built on, and I will not let those values, morals, and rights evaporate. Christmas is on at my house, Bonnie, and you're all invited. Thank you very much. I love you all.
Okay, Vancouver, it's time to march. Are you ready? Are you ready to parade and march? Okay, guys, so here's the deal. Before we go on it, we're going to get going in a couple minutes here. Okay, so the VPD, we are ready. So do what you got to do, okay? So here are the rules, guys. We must make sure when we are marching, when we are parading, when we're doing our thing, make sure that this is a peaceful march. We are friendly, no confrontation with anybody. If there's any aggression, any comments from the other side, just ignore it. Keep walking. We are a peaceful group of people. And anything from the outside, the VPD will take care of. Okay, that's what they're here for. They are here to protect our safety. Okay,
all right, guys, as you heard, we're getting ready to march. So I'm going to head to the front so we can get a good shot of just how many people are here as they all walk by. So just give you a quick look around. We got the kids' corner here, where they got Santa and the presents for the kids and what.
I need you to come with me, Mr. Dix.
Hey, what's that? Oh.
Here's gas money for you, man.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, here.
Really appreciate that,
yeah.
man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you
problem.
so much.
Good work.
Thanks.
Hi, sorry folks. Like I told the
all right, I guess they got one more speaker here before we march.
Shed that I gotta finish taking down when I get home, so I can't be with you through the whole march. Anyway, here we go. I don't know if any of you guys got the CDs, but there's a Christmas CDs out there. We usually
here
sell
with my
them
wife.
for
She's
$15, but
locked
today
and loaded with a bunch of flyers and info.
You can get these online, or if you come down here, you just ask the organizers and they'll give you a bunch.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is Oh Holy Night.
And I go walking around educating some people here in Vancouver.
Vancouver for providing a wonderful Christmas tree for us. Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Saviour's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he...
Yeah, sorry about that, Greg. That's my parents' fault.
A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks
breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born, oh, night divine, oh, night divine.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Led by the light of faith serenely beaming, with glowing hearts by his cradle we stand. So led by light of the stars sweetly gleaming, here came the wise men from Orient land. The King of Kings lay thus in lowly manger, in all our trials, born to be our friend. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born, oh, night divine, oh, night, oh, night
Oh yeah, good times in Vancouver, here at the BC Freedom Rally.
God bless you.
All right.
Wow, how about a round of applause for Mark Donnelly there, everybody? That was phenomenal. I want to truly thank you, Mark, for coming here and supporting this. It's an honor to have you here, Mark. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Okay, let's try this again. Now, are we ready to march? Are we ready for our parade? Okay, VPD, get ready, guys. We are going to be going across.
Right.
Follow the No
March
New
time.
Normal sign right there. We will take you down Howe and then Georgia, and then let the sign and the VPD direct you the rest of the way. Come up, bring some signs, and get ready to parade and march, because this is our parade and our march for Vancouver. Woo! Ready, guys? Come up, bring a sign, and follow the No New Normal sign right there, guys. Yep, Santa.
Ho, 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 everybody! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Christmas has not shut down. We are still business as usual.
Laura Lynn in the house.
Santa's going to be staying behind, so any of you that've got kids that want to stay in the kids' corner, they'll be well looked after with myself and my two loyal helpers. So please feel free to leave them in the corner there. But once again, Merry Christmas, and Jack, my little helper, wants to say something.
Hello? Merry Christmas.
And we're gonna hear this lovely sound of Sasha Jordan and John Stetch as we march off over here to the side. Enjoy the march, guys. See you on your way back.
we're at the BC Freedom Christmas.
Dan
Hi.
Nix, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm Kinga.
Ah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. We met at David Icke. Remember?
Oh, okay, yeah. Right on. Cool, good to see you again then.
Thanks for all your
Yeah,
work.
no problem.
All
Yeah,
your
of course,
service.
for sure.
Love your work, brother.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.
I don't know where the front is.
All right, I'm gonna try to make my way to the front of this thing somehow. Let's see what we can do here. Ah, it's so refreshing to be around, like, see faces and smiles and shake hands again.
Hugging people.
It's really refreshing to be.
And no social distancing.
Yeah.
No one is social distancing.
And all the people just looking on in amazement and wonderment, going, "What is going on?"
They've got you living in an oxymoron with the social distancing. You
Hmm.
cannot. That's a quote from Benny Wills, by the way. But you cannot be social and distant at the same time. It makes no sense.
Benny Wills, look him up on, I would say YouTube, but follow him on BitChute.
Shoot, yeah.
All right, we're gonna pick it up a bit and try to get to the front, kinda, sorta. See if we can.
Yeah, we're gonna have to run to get up there.
Wow, the front is way, way, way up there. There's a lot of people here. Yeah, we're not making it to the front. All right, anyways.
Close to the front.
Sort of.
Sort of. Wow, how they get so far?
I don't know, they always walk so fast.
They really do. It's like they're done.
So, please share the stream, guys. We're going to be live for the next probably couple of hours. I'm also going to be doing a few interviews. I want to speak with Ordessa. We'll talk a little bit of Liberty Talk Canada. We'll talk a little bit about the mask mandate. Maybe we'll speak. Oh, there she is right there. We'll talk to her. I want to speak to Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson about having her YouTube channel getting terminated. There was also a 12-year-old kid who gave a fantastic speech. I wouldn't mind interviewing him. A few others. So I'm going to try to secure a couple of interviews for the BitChute channel. But right now, we're in the thick of it. Right in the middle of this freedom rally. Hang on. Oh, they've kind of taken over an intersection here. Hey. Okay, we've made it to the front.
Christmas is essential. We are essential. No new normal. No new normal.
Okay, this is the front of the march. Walk nice and slow, nice and slow.
Wake up, 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 wake up.
Okay, so if you're on Instagram/Facebook, because it's all owned by the same people, so they censored me today. I'm not allowed to live stream anymore on Instagram because I share too much pandemic information.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So if anybody wants to go on my Instagram and start sharing my stuff, because I'm apparently not allowed to do that anymore, my page hasn't been taken down, but I think serious shadow banning, and now I can't go live to my channel at all on Instagram. So share my shit, because it's gonna end up disappearing.
You know you're doing the right things when you're getting censored. And I mean, she is married to me, so she's kind of screwed from the beginning. Let's stand here for a sec. Gonna see how many people pass.
Media lies! Media lies! Media lies! Government lies! Government lies!
All right. Thank you. Look at all these people. Look at all these great signs. Hey, Rebel News in the house. Yep, for sure. Hey, how's it going? Right on. Wow. It goes way back there. Just keeps going. Hey, hey. Wow. It goes on for miles. You can see. There's Victor. Hey, hey. Woo.
Mandatory what they tell you. Mandatory what they tell you.
Okay, I think this is close to the end, so we'll try to catch up to the front now. All right, let's catch up.
Watch out, Dan, there's a car coming.
Let's get away from the music. Let's go on the other side. I always try to avoid the copywritten music so it doesn't shut down the stream.
Reset, you won't have freedom. You won't have freedom.
That's actually a tactic that they use, by the way. Sometimes to shut down people's streams is to play copyrighted music beside the stream so the AI algorithms will kick in and shut down a stream. So yeah, I'm trying to avoid the music.
Snap out of it. Snap out of it. They proved you.
There's Dan Dix. Friend for Truth, man.
Hey.
Love your show, brother.
Awesome. Appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Yeah. Are you in BitChute now?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm on BitChute.
Because
Yeah.
I don't know, like they're banning everybody on YouTube. I know they banned Laura Lynn now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
full on, so.
Yeah, she's on BitChute as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've been watching your shows, man.
Cool.
Just
Cool,
keep
man.
it up, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Respect,
Thanks.
brother.
Yeah, thank you. Nice meeting you.
Take care.
Click that thumbs up button, share the stream.
Oh yeah, and some updated info for those who are working in places in Canada, at least I know. Your employer actually can't ask you for proof of your medical condition if you say, oh, I can't wear a mask because I have a medical condition. The only response you should get back from that person is, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How can we accommodate you? Anything else? Start recording.
Yeah, it's really good to have the camera always there, just in case things go bad. Because let's face it, there's a lot of fear out there.
Yeah, look up your charter rights. You have rights, and just because COVID came, it doesn't trump your rights. They're going to tell you that in the media. They might even tell you that, like a police officer might even state that. It's not true. Just look up your charter rights. It's really important to understand what your rights are in Canada right now, because we're getting like complete media, what do you call that, just deception from the media on all fronts. Your rights, what you're allowed to do, what you're supposed to do, how to treat yourself.
All right, guys, if you're just tuning in, it's BC Christmas Freedom Rally. I'd estimate maybe over 1,000 for sure. People who are upset with the lockdown measures, the shutting downs of small businesses, and all being based on these numbers that are being highly inflated. The media is just using these cases. It's all about the cases to scare everybody right now. When, why weren't we doing this a couple years ago with the similar numbers with the normal old flu, you know? Or overdoses, or any of all things like that. So these people get it. And This just goes to show how many people are fed up with this and seeing through it all. I don't know about the Trump chant. I do not understand why they are chanting Trump.
I guess they just really like him. It's okay to like Trump.
Yeah, he's not that bad.
He's not that bad. He's not that great, but he's not that bad.
All right, we've reached the front again.
Hug your friends.
These people are just like blown away. I often see people looking on and just wonderment going, what is happening? And filming, taking pictures.
I love that documentary you did on the G20 thing in Toronto.
Oh, yeah, Into the Fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was awesome, buddy.
Appreciate
that was really good.
Yeah, thank you.
I really liked that a lot.
Cool. Thank you.
Keep up the good work, man.
Yeah.
Don't let those people punks scare you, man.
For sure.
Those guys are just punks. They're nothing, man.
Totally.
I'd love it if they showed up here right now.
Yeah, really.
It'd be my pleasure to put my boot up their ass.
Right. Appreciate it, man.
Believe me.
Wake up! Wake up!
So we are now at the intersection of Butte and West Georgia. This is where my car broke down the other day. Hey, oh, watch your back.
Am I gonna get hit by
I find it interesting to see the reactions on the people's faces. Hey, Donald.
And I'm actually headed to Toronto to cover their rally. So what do you think about Mark Donnelly saying about the truth about the about the coronavirus? I can't use that term or they'll shut you down. What do you think about him speaking the truth about the coronavirus?
Well, you got to just keep putting out the truth, no matter what, you know. And they're going to threaten people with arrests. They're going to threaten people with fines.
Yes.
They're going to threaten people with shutdowns and censorship. But you can't self-censor in those situations. You have to just continue to speak it, man. So yeah.
So I just had a long conversation with a Vancouver police officer, female cop, because I do respect her. So she said she had the coronavirus herself, and I said, how did it feel? Just a normal flu, man.
Yeah.
It feels like crap, but it's just a normal flu. And I asked her, what about the muzzle all over your face? And she said to me, I don't like it.
So do you anticipate any troubles flying to Toronto this week?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna see what happens and all that. But Vlad got on the plane. He's well spoken himself, but I'm gonna see what happens. Because I got banned from the BC ferries because I wouldn't wear the face diaper.
Yeah.
But I'll see what happens. But I ain't gonna be down there. But it's gonna be different.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna run up here and get a shot of this crowd. Get a nice shot of this crowd here. And we are streaming. I'm just gonna take a quick shot. Watch your back. Yeah.
Oh. Through the mud, go!
march happening now at the BC Christmas Freedom Rally.
All following Costco. Every store is following Costco. So Costco is private.
It just keeps going and going.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out for the Sarge. Dan, look out.
Yeah. I think Donald's right. Probably about 1,500 or so, for sure.
And I can show that he accepted me into the store. And he should have told me.
Hey, dude. Good, man. Good to see you. Hey, good, thanks.
Drone down.
Yeah. Hey. Hey. So many friendly faces. Isn't it nice seeing smiles again? Smiling and shaking hands. Hey. A lot of good signs here today too. Wow, it just keeps going. Maybe there's maybe 2,000. Hey. Well, that's kind of spooky looking. Hey. Right on. Appreciate it. Hey.
Can you go back in that store and tell that store to put on there you don't accept them?
That little wagon with kids. Wow. It's literally, hey. This just keeps going, man, oh man. All right, so that's the end of it there, obviously. Hey, thanks. There's Laura Lynn, Tyler Thompson. I can't hold it right now, thanks. Hey, how you doing? Look at that, good old-fashioned handshake. Love it. Good. Hey, good. Thanks. Cool. Thanks.
Have a read, man.
All right, thank you. Hey, how you doing, man? Good. So let's chat. So you were recently arrested, right, for violating the 14-day quarantine. Tell us about what happened. How did it go down?
So what happened was I went to the States for Flattoberfest, went 4 days.
Yeah.
6 days total, 1 day travel getting there, 1 day travel getting back. And then obviously they have this thing where you come back, they expect you to quarantine because, you came from out of the country and we have to protect people.
Yeah.
14 days. So on the plane, they gave me the piece of paper that I had to fill out agreeing to quarantine for 14 days. And
right.
I didn't fill it out. But when the customs people were like, why isn't this filled out? I said, I don't want to fill it out. It doesn't apply to me. So they said, go see the health officer.
Yeah.
And they did pretty much, I've been traveling for 15 hours, 3 flights. I just want to get home. So, they pressure you and then there's a RCMP standing off to the side.
Right.
So I just filled it out and go, whatever. Well, the next day I go on with my life. And my daughter's home alone after school. I get a phone call. I go, she never calls me. Well, the cops showed up there. They talked to me on her phone and said, well, you're not here. We're going to give you a ticket for $1,150.
They're at your house calling you from your daughter's phone?
Well, they got my daughter to call me.
Right.
And then they took the phone. Well, I don't know what happened, if she handed the phone over to them, obviously, and they're talking to me. Well, you're not here, so why aren't you home? You're supposed to be at home. I go, no, I don't have to be at home. Who are you to tell me what to do?
Yeah.
And they go, well, we're going to leave a ticket here for $1,150 and we'll be back tomorrow and every day. I go, okay, whatever, I'll see you tomorrow. So the next day I stayed all day. They show up at 7:30 at night.
Yeah.
He writes me, he seemed nice at first, and he starts writing me a ticket. And he gave me that ticket and he said, rip up the one from yesterday. And I tried to ask him questions, but they didn't answer my questions,
Yeah, of course.
And so that was Wednesday, then Thursday. So now Friday, I go on with my life, but they keep checking on me. They're coming by my place.
Yeah.
And I was never at home. So I guess by Monday they decide this guy's not taking us seriously.
Yep.
Somewhere along the way they got an order going to arrest him. So they apparently sat around outside my parkade since on Monday evening.
Yep.
And I showed up at 11 o'clock at night, and there was cop cars outside. As soon as they saw my car and me in it, they turned on the lights and tried to pull me over right at my gate.
Wow.
And they said, "You're under arrest." They get out of the car. I told them, "I'm not getting out of the car because you're going to tow my car. My parking spot's 100 meters down here. I'm going to go park my car."
Right.
So they let me park my car. As soon as I got out, they pretty much arrested me, took me to jail, kept me overnight. I thought I would get out in the morning, so I declined the call with a lawyer because I knew, getting a call to a lawyer would consent to their jurisdiction as well.
Yeah.
But they kept me in jail. I didn't get a phone call. Then they said I'm having a bail hearing before noon. But then they pushed my bail hearing till 3:30, which I had to do on the phone, being in jail, almost 15 hours. And, the bail hearing went on for a little bit, and then they wouldn't release me on my own recognizance, but they agreed to release me on somebody signing a surety.
Huh.
Well, then they wouldn't let me make a phone call to set that up for somebody to come in. So at this point, I come home at night. Nobody knows I'm arrested. Nobody knows where I am. So that was pretty traumatic being in jail. Like nobody know that I haven't even spoken to anyone.
Right.
And for the first little bit that day, I was okay with it. And then when I knew I'm gonna be in jail another night because the courts were closed, so nobody could come in and sign a surety.
Right.
When they agreed to the surety, I asked for a phone call then. Well, they said, go to jail, because now they're going to transfer me to North Fraser pretrial, a bigger jail. They don't want me in the city jail. So they didn't let me use the phone at the jail. They said, you can use it at the city jail. They said, you can use it when you get transferred. Well, as soon as I get to North Fraser, all of a sudden, because I've been out of the country, I'm a COVID risk.
Right.
And they wouldn't let me use the phone.
Wow.
So I spent another 3 days in jail there without using a phone. Nobody know, as far as I know, nobody knows where I am. I can't phone anybody unless I take a COVID test.
So you haven't had a test. They don't even know if you're negative or positive or anything. They're still just going ahead doing this even though you're perfectly healthy.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep. Oh, and then top it off, they came in and took my vitals in jail. Heart rate, blood pressure, oxygen, and all that.
Yeah.
And she's telling me, I'm like, is everything okay? She goes, perfectly healthy.
Okay.
Perfectly. And yet they're afraid that I'm going to contaminate the whole prison.
So what are the current charges that you are currently facing, and what's the next step?
I have 2 fines for $1,150, which are separate than 3 counts of violating the Quarantine Act. So that's what they're trying to charge me with. And apparently it's like hundreds of thousands of dollars of fine, potentially, and possibly some time in jail. So I've had 2 hearings. They're trying to get me to enter a plea and agree to a trial, which I haven't yet. But they've went ahead, apparently I found out, and set a pretrial hearing without my consent and without me agreeing to that. So right now, we're kind of in limbo. There's no new updates right now. But yeah, that's my ordeal, right? I mean,
wow. So, is there any kind of a legal defense fund or anything going on where people can help you if they're like, wow, this guy needs our help?
Oh, thank you, Dan. There's no I don't remember the Go Get Funded Me address.
Okay.
But my personal PayPal is paypal.me/FlatEarthWalker, which is just the shirt.
Guys, if you have it within your means, throw them some funds. I mean, this is where we have to take this battle, is with brave and courageous people like this who are willing to challenge the system. So yeah, if you're feeling moved by the story, please contribute.
And if you're in Canada, yeah, right here, PayPal /me, and I think it's Flat Earth Walker or FB Walker. I can't remember. But you can find it on my channel in the video. I don't have any videos up. I got taken down on Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, no doubt.
And if you're in Canada, you want to do an e-transfer, it's fevancouver@outlook.com.
Cool.
I'd really appreciate that.
Cool.
Because, yeah, thanks, Dan. I appreciate that.
Man. Good to have a good old-fashioned handshake once again, and I'm going to continue to track this story, so we'll keep the viewers up to date on what happens to you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, guys.
Man. All right. I gotta find my wife. These guys are having fun. I know, that's why I'm...
I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
There's kids everywhere. Sorry.
Okay, let's go up here for a minute.
It is.
Yep.
Okay, I've got this thing that maybe you may want to promote, if not, whatever, but or you can do it yourself. This is a basic complaint form off the website of the College of Physicians and Surgeons.
Oh.
They have to reply if you do a complaint against them. So they have to
Oh,
reply.
okay.
So what I would like to do is maybe...
Can I put you on film?
Sure.
Yeah,
if you can get people to sign that, and basically
explain once more what it is.
Okay, it's a letter that you can download off the internet.
Yeah.
And it's from the webpage of the College of Physicians and Surgeons.
Right.
And Bonnie Henry is a member of that, as we all know.
Right.
And she gets her power from them.
And she has to respond.
Not her, but
Right.
the college does.
Right.
So it puts pressure on the college to get her to basically veer on the side of science. So now I've got a professionally written letter that can go with it, and I'll get you to read it. But basically, it's full of citations, and basically it says that Bonnie Henry has never once cited any science or any study for any of her mandates. So all of her mandates are basically off a whim. Like there's no science behind it. There's no documented like studies or anything.
Right.
So she even quoted in the citation. She even quoted saying like, "Well, we got no studies on this, but it feels like the right thing to do." So she wants to shut down the province because it feels right.
Right.
It feels right to shut down a province. That's retarded.
Yeah.
You know. So, anyways, if we get enough people to sign this and put pressure on the College of Physicians, and if enough people post the reply on the internet and post, and then you know that the College of Physicians are probably going to do a fluff piece, but it'll embarrass them because then you can post it online, say this is what the College of Physicians are. They're not about science because this is their reply. They're not doing anything about this non-science approach.
Right.
So
Cool.
it just embarrasses them. So
Cool.
I'll give you the copy.
Yeah, I got. You gave me one. Oh, the letter. Okay, yeah, I'll take one of those too. I'll give it to my wife. She'll hold on to it.
Right. And if you give me your email, I'll give you like a hard copy.
Yeah,
Or the
Dan at pressfortruth.ca.
Perfect. Okay.
Cool. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Once again, if you're just tuning in, we're here at the BC Freedom Rally, BC Christmas Freedom Rally. And we are currently live streaming, obviously.
They can't ask what it's for.
Yeah, I mean, that's me, right? Yeah.
So walking on and just telling them there's no way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That shits me.
That guy's flipping everybody off. I often like to see the reactions of the masked people.
Dan, what do you think about all these people?
Pretty decent. All right, we're at the intersection of Robson and Burrard.
Walk for your freedom today, guys. Miss it tomorrow.
We're in Vancouver, British Columbia. It's the Freedom Rally. We got a lot of people here who appreciate their freedom, who understand the numbers, and who aren't afraid of this non-issue. So, love being around so many like-minded people and so many smiling faces. Cool.
Good job.
Oh, thank you.
Find out why we walk for your freedom or miss it tomorrow.
All right, this is pretty much the front. Let's stand here and get a nice shot of everybody. Look at this guy. Hey! What a beautiful, gorgeous day. Look at all these great people. Love you too. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to do a few interviews now. You can watch them on the live stream, and then I'll be putting them up a little later on BitChute. Guys, if you're not subscribed there, make sure you are. This channel will not last. As you know, they already took down my Press for Truth channel. And this is a backup that is amazingly still active. It currently has one, it's Strike, so you better subscribe to me on BitChute. BitChute.com/pressfortruth. And yeah, because if obviously you're watching this on YouTube right now, as I say, this channel's not going to last very long. It'll be terminated soon, probably because of this stream. So I don't know if I have the links in the description, but bitchute.com/pressfortruth. If you go to pressfortruth.ca, there's a banner at the top which will show you where all the new platforms that I'm on are. So be sure to go there and subscribe to all the channels, guys. Hey, Sasha Day Game in the house. What's up? All right. Look at all these awesome people. You know what's contagious? Freedom. You know what needs to spread like a virus? The truth. These people are not watching too much TV.
It's medication.
All right. Hey.
Sharing a lot. I'll take some up. My pockets are massive.
They went pretty long.
I don't know.
No way.
I'm gonna go back.
Big circle.
We zigzagging 2 hours.
Oh yeah?
This morning they go for 3 hours.
Oh really?
Yeah, we just walked around.
Yeah, I guess that was a little rude. Right.
People were just preaching the choir.
Right.
And no one's really stopping when they walk by.
Yeah.
It's not engaging.
Yeah. Hey.
At least like when we're marching and stuff.
Yeah.
Preaching to people over the stores.
It's true. I've lost my wife. Oh. Victor Pross in the house.
99% political. Not a hoax, Matt Ray. Mandatory, whatever the hell they tell you.
And this looks to be the end of it.
Unless we're going to do a double.
All right. Once again, guys, if you're just tuning in, we are live here at the BC Freedom Rally. And we just concluded the march. I am going to try to hunt down some people to interview for my BitChute channel, as I said, so be sure to subscribe there, bitchute.com/pressfortruth. Anyone in particular that you'd like to see me talk to, just let me know. Thanks for all the thumbs up, guys, that's great. And for sharing the stream. If you haven't shared it yet, please do so.
Mandatory whatever orders they give you. Mandatory whatever orders they give you. Whatever orders they give you. Whatever orders they give you.
Uh-oh, music.
They give you.
I get it. I go through moments like that off and on. I think we all have.
All right. Okay, can you hold that for a second?
Yep.
I'm going to get my...
I believe there will be more speeches.
The other thing. The audio part.
Check the front pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that Alberta person talking to me right now. I feel the same way. I have not worn a mask this whole time.
Oh no.
But often feel outnumbered and claustrophobic in a room full of people with masks, actually.
All right, that's an epic fail.
I don't know what's wrong.
I have my mic and my task cam and no SD card in the cam. Do you mind holding this stuff? I'm gonna have to see if I can find one. Oh, it's a micro too. I gotta find out who might have one I can borrow. Oh man. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna have to hold off on doing interviews until I figure out my SD card situation. And I'm gonna see if I can find someone who might have an extra. Whoops. Don't forget to check your, check that you got all the cards you need before you go. Hey, man. How you doing, man? Good to see you, dude. Yeah, man.
The Canuck singer sing it first. I didn't get that.
I'm not. Oh, okay. There's been a couple guys singing already.
Yeah. It was amazing. Remember when he sang the like wall back and stuff?
Yeah, I know. They were both really good. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was awesome.
Have a good day, right?
Yeah, you too, man. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're in Vancouver today at the BC Freedom Rally. See all these smiling faces and awesome people who like freedom. I see him.
This is a song
Hi.
and it's the love of loves. This is the song for every man. God is watching us.
would trigger the music? I wonder. Because she's performing it.
It's a live performance,
Yeah.
so I don't know. It shouldn't, but
Yeah.
you never know.
Right.
God bless all of you. Thank you for standing up for all of us. Thank you. I'm gonna come on up, Maria. I'm gonna invite Maria up now. She's gonna sing a little Christmas tune for you.
Hey, do you by any chance
Thank
have
you, Sasha.
an extra SD card?
What kind do you
Hello,
take?
everybody.
But I need the
Yeah,
small
I'm gonna
ones,
do a
micro,
classic
mini or whatever.
Christmas song.
This is all I have.
One that you hear from Nat King Cole. I recorded this several years ago.
Why? What happened?
And it got
forgot
played
mine.
on CBC.
For my audio.
So I'm gonna bring back some
Yeah.
great memories. Here goes.
I can't. I don't have it.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'll ask around. Try to find one. I wonder who else might have one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to find one. Yeah. William. Yeah. Let's find him. Let's go find him. Hello.
What's that? Press for truth.
All right. Yeah.
No, I recognize you.
Nicely
done. Keep up the
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Don't mind us. We're looking for somebody.
I know this guy. Interview him. He's classy.
I wonder if Laura Lynn would have one.
Me too.
I guess we'll walk around to the other end, see if we can find somebody. Hey, yeah, how's it going? Yeah, of course.
She's amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like every time she's showing me stuff, I'm all like,
Yeah.
Hold on. I can send it to you too. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
And all by the way, thanks for all your work.
Yeah, of course. Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah. What's your name? Yanni. Yeah, good to meet you. Yeah. All right. You know who else would? Brian Rue. He's tall too.
This arrangement was done by Tor Foxtrot, who is in West Vancouver. That's my arranger. He loves to work with strings and orchestra.
Wow.
Maybe he left.
He was here. I know.
Let's go take a look from the steps, I guess. Hey, you don't by any chance have an extra like SD card? Like I don't know. Out of memory? I just forgot one for my audio. I'm usually live streaming, so I don't really know. Sorry.
And so I'm offering
Don't mind the shaky stream, guys. I'm trying to get settled and I gotta locate an SD card. Okay, I'm gonna try this guy.
everybody's complaining about me at work.
Thank you, thank you. Merry Christmas, season's greetings to you all. And if you guys want to pick up a CD, I've got some sitting right here, and I'm going to donate some to the proceeds here, okay? So thank you so much, and season's greetings.
It's out of Texas, and it's a multi-level marketing company, I'm not going to lie. But the product, I've been drinking it for 3 years. I have limited reviews, and it's put it in remission, and it gives massive energy.
Okay.
So,
I'm live, just to let you know. So
I can wait until after.
yeah, awesome. Okay. Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks so much.
We good? There we go. Hey, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to the Vancouver Art Gallery.
Brian.
How'd you like our parade? How'd you
doing,
like our
Brian?
march, guys? Good?
How you doing? I'm okay, but I screwed up. I made the same mistake I did at another rally
Again,
and
I want to
forgot
remind everybody
I didn't
that
pick
we
our
have Santa
SD card.
Claus right over here.
You don't happen to have another micro, do you?
No,
I
only have this one. Bring your kids, bring your children, bring yourself. Take a picture with Santa. There's not a lot of malls anymore because we know why. But we got him here. We got Santa here. So go say hi to Santa, okay? Christmas is essential. That's right. That's right, right there. And again, please don't forget, we still have food trucks over there. We have the Christmas Bureau donations over there. And we have donations for Tanya Daw happening somewhat right there. Tanya knows where. Where's our donations for
It's a new camera, so I thought
Tanya, are they
something
over
wrong with
there?
the camera.
Oh.
They're over there still?
But if I can find Barry,
Okay,
I can
guys,
give it
so our next speaker coming up. He's made a bit of headway these last few weeks with a very infamous letter to Body Henry that's kind of made its rounds around the earth lately. Okay, so we all know him. He's come from the island to be here to speak. I had the pleasure of meeting him at the Duncan rally, and we've been in contact for a few weeks, and he's done quite a bit to actually help me out with some things. So I want to thank you for all that you do. And ladies and gentlemen, here's a great man. Here's a great doctor. He's got a lot of good things to say. Please give it up for Dr. Malthouse, everybody.
I guess we can put it away for now until I figure out this situation.
Yeah, that sucks though.
Yeah. Here, just hold this live stream.
Yeah.
And I can.
Thank you so much for coming. You know, actually, I'm surprised I'm standing up here. I wrote that little letter to Dr. Henry, and you know, I'm a family doctor. I'm not a specialist in epidemiology or infectious diseases. And although I haven't heard anything from Dr. Henry, I've heard a lot from the public and my colleagues. Not always good from that source, but. And what that letter did, I think, was to validate what everybody here and many people around the dining room table and over their backyard fences are thinking, feeling, and trying to warn or wake up their neighbors. But instead, they're being told that they're conspiracy theorists and they're being marginalized and even demonized. So what that little letter did is it went out far and wide. It went across the Pacific Ocean, it went across the Atlantic Ocean. And I've received many emails from people saying that it told them that what they were thinking was right and that they were not crazy. And I think that's what it's done. It's a small letter from a small island, a doctor that has no fame and no real high qualifications. But what it has shown is that one small letter can go around the world and it can tell people that they're standing in the right place. And that was the importance of that letter. And I want to thank you for inviting me to come and speak. I'm sure many of you want to know what the doctors are thinking across the country. Well, you know, as a profession, we've been captured, programmed, And the doctors are always frightened of getting a letter from the College of Physicians and Surgeons, telling them that they've stepped out of line and to come up onto the carpet. Many doctors have that fear. The other fear doctors have is that, like many professions, they don't like to step outside the group. It's very strong in medicine. Doctors are always thought to know what's right, to always have an opinion, and never to be wrong. And that makes it very difficult to be a doctor. So as a result, many of them have a sort of fear hanging over them. They may think rightly about this. They may understand that PCR tests don't work, that social distancing doesn't work, that lockdowns come from a 14-year-old girl in Albuquerque. They may realize that COVID is no worse than the regular flu. And they may realize that the public health policies that Dr. Henry and other public health specialists, experts across the country are doing are, in fact, killing more people than they're saving. They know this, but because of their fear of authority, they're afraid to step out. So what I am doing, and what other people have done just like me, we're stepping out ourselves into the field. We're dancing alone for a moment, but we will see other people joining us. It will take one or two, and then the gates will open. We can divide this into two parts, the good and the bad, the dark and the light, them, us, the enemies, the devil, the Lord. But you know, when we tear down the edifices that we see that are so corrupt and so rotten, we have to replace them with something. So we can't replace them with what they already have. We can't put something back in that place, expect it to be better if we ourselves still have the elements of corruption in us. What we need to do is see that we're on this earth at this time battling a war that has duality. It is us versus them. It is good versus evil. There's no doubt about that.
Yes.
And we can't let go of that war. We have to say stop. We have to stand up, we have to speak out, we have to say no mask for me, as often as you can and whenever you can.
Yes.
We certainly have to say no COVID-19 vaccine, which is going to be not just useless, but also harmful to a great number of people.
Little bit of irony.
I feel like I have to follow that guy.
Hey, they need you, dog.
But while we're fighting against the forces of evil as we see them, we have to recognize that those people, evil as they are, as much as they've destroyed their consciences, as much as psychopaths as they may appear, they are human. And that in the end, we're going to have to forgive them in some way. And we're going to have to bring them along with our human family. We can't leave them behind. Even the Gateses, the Faucis, the Soroses. So keeping in mind, how do we forgive those people who have done so much harm to us and to our children, and potentially harm into the future? And that is the question we're left with. To solve that problem, we have to do our own inner dive. We have to go into ourselves. We have to develop our own qualities. We have to understand what it's like to be a human, not to be a machine, not to be artificial intelligence. And that's our job. We have to not forget to pursue the inner journey, because that is going to be the key to coming out the other end. We can't come out in a dualistic fashion. We have to come out as a united human family. And not just that, as a united family, we can then relate to our environment, to animals, to all beings in the proper way. So, in the end, we have to realize that we're not 2, 4, 6, 10, 50, 1,000. We're not the enemy and the warriors, although that paradigm works for us on this planet. But we have to realize that we are actually one human family. So just as I am going to try to bring my doctors along, to help them to see what's really going on and to get them to band together to stand up and protect their patients. So I hope you will take every opportunity to talk to your neighbors, your friends, your family, in a gentle way, which will bring them along the path, because they can't all jump that fence. Some will not even get across the backyard. But there's some people who will lean over and have a conversation with you. And those are the people that you need to reach out to all the time, without fear, constantly, without giving up effort. But in the meantime, always keep one part of your heart in the knowledge that really we are not multiple, we're really just one. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Thank you, Dr. Waldhaus. Amazing. Means a lot when we can get a doctor up here speaking on our behalf. Just one small housekeeping thing. There are some people that have been requesting donations and handing out these little cards. I don't know if you got any, but they are not with us. We don't know anything about their charity or what it is that they're raising money for. And if you are interested in donating money to Action for Canada, it's actionforcanada.com. So just if you're wanting your donations to go there, we don't want to get any confusion there, okay? I have had the pleasure of meeting our next guest at my first march on Mother's Day. It was an instant connection. And somehow, we just gravitated to one another right away. It has been a privilege working alongside of her and her husband in this movement on several projects. And I love her spunk and determination, and she promises not to swear today. And I love the energy of the man behind the woman making Liberty Talks, Liberty Network, and soon to be Liberty.com. Making it all possible. It has been wonderful to watch your brand grow. Let's give a big thank you and a warm welcome to this couple for creating an uncensored platform for all of us to escape to. Odessa and Norb Orlowitz.
Hello. So Norb doesn't even really know what I'm going to talk about. I won't spend long talking about it, but
I never do.
yeah, he's always like, oh God, oh honey, what did you do? Like that last rally. He took that down so quick. So there's good news here. In the Epic Times, and I know not everyone likes the Epic Times, but they are trying to have some truth. I called Epic Times about 3 months ago because they left messages for me with my 1 month trial. They wanted me to join. And I decided, I have a good reason to talk to them now. So I phoned them and I said, and the lady was awesome. And I said, I want to let you know why I will not be having a subscription to Epic Times. I love your paper, a different point of view. The problem is you guys are avoiding the big elephant in the room about all this stuff. Did China do it? Did America do it? Did Canada do it? Blame, 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 blame. And I said to her, how come you guys are not talking about the statistics of COVID-19? Why are you not on front page saying something's fishy going on? There's a 99.9% survival rate. It's the elderly in homes that are passing away. And if you guys think there isn't a reason why we're not allowed in, there's a very nefarious reason why we are not allowed in to those old age homes. A nurse came to me and said something really weird is going on. We're being asked to give them this medication that I've never seen before. 25 of them died the next day. This is what's going on in the elderly homes, and this is where they're getting their cases. There's a reason they don't want us in there, because they don't want to see what's truly going on.
That's right.
They are genociding our elderly and calling it COVID.
That's right. That's what they did in Germany. Nazi Germany.
Yeah, and someone else just texted another person here that's part of our freedom movement. She's spoken and said, I don't know what's going on, but my mom just died in an old age home. And they're saying it's COVID. And I have no idea how that can be. You want to take it? Am I being too...
I was just wondering if the police over there were listening. I'm just wondering if the police are listening to what's happening in our country, and if any one of them are brave enough to stand up and do their job. I'm just wondering.
So as the heat is on, as certain people are being, like honed in on, and I'm one of them now, weird things are happening to us, and we all have to have thick skin. So I'm going to announce here and on my show tonight or tomorrow night, I don't know if I will for tonight's show, that I'm being blackmailed, and someone's making videos of me about when I was in my 20s. So if you guys want to know my resume, I'm going to tell you, and then you can go and watch everything he's trying to blackmail me with.
We don't care. We love you, Odessa. We don't care. We love you. Thank you for everything.
So he has a very large file at VPD, I'm told. So I was a professional choreographer for film and TV. You can see it on IMDb. I did about 50 acting roles. 99% of them I had my clothes on. In my 20s, I had an acting agent. And I had 10 years theater training. I wanted to be an actress because I hate normal jobs. I tried normal jobs. I worked with Johnny Depp. I worked with Patricia Heaton. I worked with the cast of Saving Silverman. I used to be a day player, a guest star, meaning I wasn't good enough for a lead role. I was good enough for the Vancouver day player roles. So meanwhile, after touring with Disney as Cinderella, and after touring with Disney Cruise Lines, and I did all that cheesy dance stuff, I auditioned for some horror movies for parts that were better than the one I was offered. And in my 20s, didn't care. Google was barely around. So my agent said, they want you for this role. And I said to her, well, there's nudity in it. Like, is that going to destroy my career? And she said to me, oh no, all the A-list actresses have done it. So I thought about it, and I did it. So instead of him blackmailing me on YouTube, which is what he's trying to do, I'm going to tell you all the roles that I've done that had nudity. Saving Silverman, Freddy versus Jason. Oh, and what was that other bad one? They're all bad. Final Destination too. Yeah. But I want to let you know I also played moms. I played sisters. I was in a whole bunch of Barbie ads. I worked with major producers. I had a very good dance choreography career. So this guy's also saying that I'm part of Nexium. So I was hired, what's the show? Smallville. I was hired as the choreographer in Smallville quite a few times. The producer was great. And I choreographed a bunch of people. So one of them, for one day, was Allison Mack. And her co-star, he's awesome. He has a twin. They were the most kind, loving people. They treated me as an equal, because not do. A lot of the B-list actors, they're the worst. The A-list actors are cool. I choreographed her. I left the job. 15 years later, I'm in shock like everybody else about this Nexium thing. And yeah, I was like, oh my God, her? Because she was so nice. I guess she got suckered in and brainwashed. There's some people here who know all about my career. Alicia, she's been with me since I was 20-something. A third of my Facebook knows about my acting career. And so he also says that all of a sudden I came to YouTube because he's going crazy, guys. I'm sorry to talk about this so much, but he's going to do everything he can to say that I was placed here by the machine, the NWO, the Hollywood, as a failed actress. I mean, the movies were pretty bad. I'll agree with him there, honestly. That I'm here to start a YouTube channel, to start a network, get everybody's information, and give it to CSIS, FBI, whatever. This guy's crazy. So, and then he says the renegade hat that I wear is a Nazi symbol. Yeah. And then he starts saying that Norb is worth 8 million and I'm worth 6 million. I wish that part was right. So I'm gonna do this. Do you want, okay, so now what he's saying about Norb, and I feel like I have to do this, guys, because they're doing everything they can to destroy us, okay? So Norb had a very successful company in the States before I met him. They did big numbers, the company, not Norb, the company. They were killing it. Something bad happened. Norb had to declare bankruptcy and start over when I met him. He doesn't own anything, and we started over together. So all this stuff they're trying to say to take us down, I'm not ashamed of anything that got me here. When I was 30, I had my first baby, and that's when I stopped auditioning for these crappy roles. I've been a mother since 30. I'm 46 now. I have not been involved in the film industry except for dance choreography a bit since then. I don't know anything about NXIVM and Hollywood. I know it's sleazy, but I was never there long enough to see if it's sleazy because I'm a day player, because I wasn't good enough for the big leagues. So, there you go. Sorry, Danielle, you never know what I'm gonna say. They're trying to shame Ryan, they're shaming Vlad, and it's not gonna work because the tides have turned. So Epic Times liked what I said to them, and they said, we're gonna listen to you. I'm not saying this is because of me, but I wanna listen to what came out today on Epic Times. And in opposition to virus lockdowns mounts among health experts. WHO official health experts speak out against virus lockdowns, drawing support and criticism. An increasing number of doctors and medical professionals are joining forces to alert policymakers that lockdowns do more harm than good. Saying other measures to deal with the pandemic should be adopted. In October, the World Health Organization's special envoy on COVID-19 urged world leaders to stop using lockdowns as the primary control method against the spread of the virus. Separately, a group of epidemiologists from Harvard, Oxford, and Stanford co-authored a declaration against lockdown measures, expressing concerns about physical and mental impacts of the policies. We in the World Health Organization do not advocate lockdowns as the primary means of control of the virus, Dr. David Nobero told The Spectator in an interview October 9. The only time we believe a lockdown is justified is to buy you time to reorganize, regroup, rebalance your resources, protect your health workers and are exhausted. But by and large, we'd rather not do it. Nobero pointed out to the collateral damage that lockdowns are having worldwide, especially to the poor populations. I am so happy with the people that showed up today. There are so many new faces. Facebook, YouTube, and all Twitter and all them, they're trying so hard to censor us. But there's too many now. They can't keep up. And there's DLive, there's BitChute, there's 500 other ones everyone's talking about. They can't. And the mainstream media here in Canada too are stressing. And they're freaking out. So the shaming and the threats are getting bigger and badder. But it doesn't matter because we know what the truth is, and the truth will always set you free. I am so happy that I'm not speaking to 5 people today. Every single one of you is a hero, and you are smart, and you know the statistics, and you're honest.
That's right.
Yeah. And it takes a major, what's the word I'm looking for? Integrity and a solid, good person to be here today. I have made so many friends. My Christmas isn't lonely. This is so much better than a party with all your asleep friends at Christmas. I'm so fulfilled. Everyone's smiling. We all understand the truth. This is so much more powerful than another Christmas with the asleep.
This guy keeps saying wear a mask.
And I want to say I could never do what I'm doing without my husband. He knows everything about me. And he just is there for me through the thick and thin, when I do great and when I do not so great. He's honestly like a gift from heaven for me so that I could do this. I'm nothing without you.
Okay, I'm going to be really, really quick. Is there any media here? Any media other than Rebel News? Because obviously Rebel News is here. Obviously Dan Dix is here. The alternative media is here because the alternative media is the only ones that'll cover this information, right? Because CTV, CBC, and all of these government propagandist players, the only thing that they can do is propagate the lies, right? Paul Johnston? Where's Paul Johnston? Where's Paul Johnston? Because Paul Johnston publicly stated that he and his team could not find any doctors that disagreed with Bonnie Henry.
What's going on? What's going on?
Now, I don't know, but my daughter is 13, my son is 11, and they know this site. It's called Google. Now, Paul Johnston, granted, he's a little bit older. Maybe he hasn't heard about this website. Google Paul Johnston, Google. Let me remind the media of what their job is. The reporters out there, the ones that call themselves journalists, but really just like to propagate the government propaganda and the corporate propaganda. Isn't that right? I printed out from the Canadian Association of Journalists the principles for ethical journalism. Now, I don't know what this organization does, because obviously they're not doing their job, because the journalists on CTV, CBC, and government-funded propaganda media are not doing their job because they're not ethically and morally responsible for these principles. So let me read you some of these principles, journalists, if you're listening, so that I can remind you about how to do your job. Principle number 1. Journalists have the duty and privilege to seek and report the truth, encourage civic debate to build our communities. CBC, CTV, are you encouraging civic debate? I don't think so. I haven't heard any debate. I've only heard one narrative.
You don't ask a question.
Not right now. We return society's trust by practicing our craft responsibly and respecting our fellow citizens' rights. We strive for accuracy and fairness. We avoid allowing our biases to influence our reporting. If that's true, journalists, why is your headline say anti-mask protest when clearly the name is a freedom protest? Maybe you can't read, journalists. Why do you denigrate citizens like Mark Donnelly who stand up for their rights and try to denigrate them by saying that he got fired? He did not get fired. He just lost a little contract. He doesn't give a shit. He can get another contract. He's got talent. He's got an incredible voice. He's got incredible support. He doesn't need the stupid Canucks. And that owner, what's his name? Aquilini? What an embarrassment to entrepreneurs and business owners all around the country. Entrepreneurs, any entrepreneurs around here? Where's my entrepreneurs at? What do we believe in as entrepreneurs? Freedom! Freedom! Entrepreneurs and small business owners built this country. And we will stand up and fight against government and corporate technocracy. Guys, we're just early to the game right now. We're just early. All these people here, the rest of Canada, haven't felt enough pain yet. That's the only reason they're not protesting in the streets. Because the only thing they've been told to do is wear a mask, stay 6 feet apart. Just wait till they start force mandating vaccines. Just wait till they start getting locked out of things that they want to enjoy. Just wait till more businesses get bankrupt. Just wait till this government does what it needs to do, which is bankrupt and steal your assets and equity, because they're broke. That's right. This government is broke and they need to steal your equity. That's right. That's what you saw Chrystia Freeland's message today, didn't you? What did she say? She's asking the population, you know, there's lots of Canadians who have a lot of money. They've worked really hard and they've saved a lot of money. How can we tap into those resources?
It'll be on my show tonight, I'll show you.
If anyone who's lived through communism, you kind of know what that sounds like, doesn't it? That sounds a little bit like communism, Chrystia Freeland. Oh, that's right. But you work for the United Nations and that's part of your agenda, isn't it? I just got stuck on my way here, and I'm sorry, I'm going to finish right now, but I just got stuck here in traffic behind another protest. Do you know what other protest is going on right now? The farmers in India. Do you see what's happening in India? Do you know why? Because the corporations are trying to steal the farmers' rights. The corporations are trying to steal small businesses here. That's what they're doing. And when Canada wakes up and realizes what's happening in India will finally happen here. But my God, people in Canada need to feel a lot more pain, unfortunately, sadly. It's only through crisis that something new can be created, unfortunately, sadly. We are just ahead of the game. We see things that they don't see. And for that, we're going to get ridiculed. But we've got tough skins, don't we? Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to leave you guys right now because we've got more speakers. I would love to see you guys join us. I've been building communities for the last 12 years online. And so I love seeing you guys in person. But one of my passions is uniting people. And so we created a network, libertynetwork.ca, and we've just launched our brand new site, which is our site. We own the servers. The servers are secure. The domain is secured. Everything is private and secured. And we want to invite you guys, liberty.com, LIBRTI.com, LIBRTI.com. The mission of this social community is to unite Canadians across this country, Canadians who believe in freedom. And together, we can amplify the voices of all of these incredible speakers across this country, all of the incredible doctors, the epidemiologists, the politicians who are brave enough to stand up against this tyranny. We can amplify their voices together as a unit. And as more people join this movement, which is happening every single day, we will make the change that we desire in this country. And we will once again have a free Canada, the Canada that my parents escaped communism from back in 1981. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Odessa and Norm. Great speech, great information. Thank you. Okay, so before I get to our next speaker here, I've got one little thing to say. Now, do you guys remember when I was up here before the march saying someone came up and said they got fired from their job for being here? Do you guys remember when I said that? Okay, so Tanya Gaw found that person and she said, look, this is what you should tell them. Tell them A, B, C, blah, 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 and everything should be okay. And guess what that guy did? He texted his employer that same information Tanya said, and his job might not be in jeopardy anymore. So just so you guys know, so just so you guys know, you guys have the power, not them, we do. Just remember that, guys. We hold the power, okay? Yes? Okay. I am very honored to be introducing our next speaker here. Everybody knows her. She's got a great radio show, internet show, whatever you want to call it, that just got banned from TheMTube for telling the truth. She was the first one to reach out to me to do an interview after I got banned from flying from Air Canada. She was the first one to reach out for me, and I was so appreciative of that. I've been on her show a few times. Her image was on the BC Freedom Rally in October on the banner that was across here. She's famous for making her speeches from right up top, that lion up there. Guys, you all know her. It's Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson.
Okay, I've got some young ladies, the future freedom fighters of Canada. Come on up here, because I can't hold all this stuff. So we got some people that are in training for reigning. And they're going to be the future ones, because you know what? I don't know how... Are you guys all shy? No, that's not how it works. You run. You run up here. Yeah. That's how we teach the next generation. All right, you know what? I just want to honor Odessa for what she just did. And I want to tell you that if we had a bunch of politicians who do the same thing and tell us the truth that you're being blackmailed because there was a bad moment and it got caught on camera, if you would tell us that, we would forgive you and we would move past it. Instead, what we have is we have politicians that have bowed their knee to blackmail. They have bowed their knee to being bought and purchased and bribed. And that's why Canada is facing a crisis right now. I would like to introduce to you somebody who is one of the most honorable and righteous politicians in the nation. His name is Rod Taylor, and he is the leader of the Christian Heritage Party. Would you put your hand up, Rod? There you are. It's right over there with the white hair. When you got white hair, you're a good man. That's how it works. There has never been a scandal. There has never been something spoken that has stopped him from his call and his destiny. And I'm very sorry to say that we are at a time, it's unprecedented. It will require you to be strong. It will require you to put your ego and your pride aside. It will require you to sacrifice something. And it's gonna take a whole bunch of us, not just the people that kind of come up here, but a whole bunch of us. I've talked to you today, and I know some of you say you're wearing a mask, because if anybody sees you, you will lose your job. It's going to get to the place where we're going to have to say, give me freedom or give me death. I'm willing to pay the price. I got over being afraid of dying about 2 years ago. I was almost killed. You know, somebody came into my lane and then they swerved out of my lane. It was miraculous. I thought I should have been dead. And in that moment, I figured out something. That I'm only going to go when God says it's time for me to go. So until then, I'm fearless, and I'm courageous, and I'm unstoppable, and so are you.
Yeah.
I had somebody hand me a paper today. As of 2 days ago, there have been 481 deaths in BC. 90% of them, basically, are over 70 years of age. It's 9 per 100,000 people that succumb to this disease, to this virus, that is still not isolated, that PCR tests are still giving false positives about. And we are locking down our nation and shutting down the churches. I had a guy from Steinbach, Manitoba, on my show this week. He was a pastor in a church. Guess what happened? They decided that they would hold church despite what Manitoba was telling them to do. So a whole bunch of them came to church, and the police showed up, and the pastor got a ticket, and he took it well, because guess what? Some of the most powerful, amazing people are those that have a faith that says, no matter what, though you slay me, yet will I trust God. And so he did that. So the next week they got smart, all of these church people, and they decided to prove to the government that this was not really about COVID. So you know what they said? It snowed, it was like minus whatever. I don't know why people live in Manitoba, but they do. And so the whole church showed up, and they decided, this is what the minister, his name was Tobias, he told me, young guy, he said, we decided to prove to them it wasn't really about COVID. They set up their speakers like this outside, and everyone decided they would come to church and they would have their worship time in their cars. Sounds pretty fair. Social distancing fully intact. You're only in the car with your bubble. So what do you think happened? Now, I mean no disrespect to any of our police officers, because police officers in British Columbia would not act like this. But when they showed up at church in Steinbach, Manitoba, the police decided they were not allowed to meet in the parking lot of the church inside their cars. And the police blockaded the church parking lot. Well, you can't stop a bunch of Bible thumpers. So what they did was they lined up the highway from hither to yon with all of their cars, and they had church despite what the police tried to stop them from doing. We have come to the place when personally we will have to decide if we're willing to be a Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Those are 3 Hebrew boys that faced a fire. If you're willing to face the fire, let me tell you something supernatural is going to happen. COVID-19 ain't going to take none of us out. It's going to be banished. What we're really dealing with is a higher power. It's the power that wants to take away your strength, the power that wants to take away the dignity of all of humanity. And it's a power that has an insidious desire to overtake you. We're not going to let it happen. We're going to beat it. There was a doctor, and maybe you have heard of him. He was a top pathologist. He still is, Dr. Roger Hodkinson. And he told government officials in Alberta, every province is rising up. Every province is full of people just like me and you. And we're saying this far and no further. This pathologist, he's got a lengthy and long credential list. During a Zoom conference, he called this corona crisis a really bad thing that I'm not going to say so that I don't get knocked off my YouTube channel, the new one that I just made. Could you all follow me on BitChute?
Yeah! Yes, yes.
It's not a bad word. It's BitChute. Okay? Some people were thinking I was talking bad. All right. So, guess what he said? Hodkinson's comments were made during a discussion involving the Community and Public Services Committee. and the clip was subsequently uploaded to YouTube, and it went big. Guess where? You probably can't find it anymore. Noting that he was an expert in virology, Hodkinson pointed out that his role as CEO of a biotech company that manufactures COVID tests means I might know a little bit about all of this. He then went on to say that there is utterly unfounded public hysteria driven by the media and politicians. It's outrageous. This is the greatest something bad about ever perpetrated on an unsuspecting public. Fill in the blanks. The doctor said that nothing could be done to stop the spread of the virus besides protecting older and more vulnerable people, and that the whole situation represented politics playing medicine, and that's a very dangerous game. Hodkinson remarked that social distancing is useless. Give somebody a hug.
No.
Hodkinson remarked that the virus spreads by aerosols which travel 30 meters or so before landing. He called for society to be reopened immediately to prevent the debilitating damage being caused by lockdowns. Hodkinson also slammed mandatory mask mandates as completely pointless. Masks are utterly useless, he said. There is no evidence base for their effectiveness whatsoever. I'd just like to say, I'm not the one saying that. The expert doctor, the expert pathologist is the one that has said that. The doctor also slammed the unreliability of the PCR test, noting that positive test results do not, underlined in neon, mean a clinical infection, and that all testing should stop because the false numbers are driving public hysteria. Hodkinson said that the risk of death in the province of Alberta for people under the age of 65 was 1 in 300,000, and that it was simply outrageous to shut down society for what the doctor said was just another bad flu, he said. I'm absolutely outraged that this has reached the level, and it should stop tomorrow. Hodkinson's credentials are beyond question, with the MedMal doctor's website affirming his credibility. He received his general medical degrees from Cambridge University in the UK, MA, MB, B, CIJR, tons and tons of letters, and where he was a scholar of Corpus Christi College. Following a residency at the University of British Columbia, God bless that man, he became a Royal College certified general pathologist and also a fellow of the College of American Pathologists. He's no small man. He knows what he's talking about. And these are the kind of people, and you will not see that being reported. You will actually see CTV removing anything from their broadcast that they accidentally told us the truth on. And that would be where Sandy Ronaldo, this last week, I put it on my broadcast. It has not been, you know how you have all the fact checkers? I asked the fact checkers, fact check this. Sandy Ronaldo said that as of November 15th, 10,978 people had died in British Columbia of COVID-19. And then she said something stunning. She said 10,747 people, something like that, had died in long-term care facilities. How many did that leave? The number that day was 166 people in all of British Columbia have died of COVID-19. Outside. Oh, that was all of Canada. What am I talking about? I'm so blonde. I'm so sorry. Exactly. That was all of Canada. Oh, thanks. Were you watching the show? Well, bless you. Thank you. Find me on BitChute. Okay. All right, let's start again. Sandy Ronaldo put something out that 10,967 people died in all of Canada. In long-term care facilities, 10,700 and some odd died in long-term care facilities, leaving the total amount of people who had died in Canada outside of long-term care facilities was 166 as of November 15th, 2020. When that came out, they went into their broadcast, probably in the middle of the night, and they cut out a 45-second clip of her saying that. That is what MSM is doing when they accidentally tell us the truth, then they have it removed. And as for Dr. Bonnie Henry, I really want to like her because she's got cute hair and she talks soft and sounds so nice. But when she tells people that you won't have to take the vaccination, it will not be mandatory. You just need to find a different job if you don't want to get that vaccination. Find a different job. I know you've wanted to be a healthcare worker for your whole life, and you finally got through college, graduated, and you're a nurse now. But if you don't want to take that vaccination, that's okay, sweetie. You don't need to fly, and you don't need to go into restaurants without a mask, and you don't need to have your job anymore. That's okay. Vaccinations are not mandatory. That's the position we're about to be put in.
The guy who keeps yelling,
we're about to be put in the place where if you're not going to take that vaccination, hey, this is Canada. Why should you worry about it? But don't think you're going to go on an airplane. Don't think you're going to get to do all those things that all the vaccinated people get to do. And you might remember a certain time in history where people got marked and they had to wear something. And I'm very sad to say that maybe we're at that place. But I want to tell you something very positive. We're a powerful kind of people. We're an unstoppable kind of people. And we're not going to be put down, and we're not going to cower, and we're not going to bow to what is being told to us. We're going to stand. And I declare to you today that I'm here to stand with you on BitChute. And I'm here to stand, and so are the rest of the gang. And we are going to find ourselves in the fight of our lives, but we are ready to do it. And we're going to do it with joy, because did you have fun today? Didn't it almost feel normal to walk down Georgia? Didn't it almost feel like it once did, where we had a little bit of joy and where we're going to get through this? I declare to you today that you are a powerful people. You're an unstoppable people. You will not be broken, and you will not be put into a plight that you do not accept. We are going to fight, and fight we will. And we will bring the next generation with us, because they're going to fight right after us. Truth will prevail. Thank you, and God bless.
Laura Lynn, Tyler Thompson. Look her up on BitChute. BitChute.com/Laura Lynn.
Thank you, Laura Lynn, Tyler Thompson. Great job, guys. Okay, so we do have a few more speakers to go, and I just want to remind the remainder of speakers that are going to speak, please just keep her to about 10 minutes because we're running a little short on time. So just maintain your speeches to about 10 minutes, and then we're going to have to unfortunately come up here. Okay, guys? So, okay, our next speaker is from the National Citizens Alliance. He is most famous, most well-known for making his 5G videos, going around Calgary and detecting where all this 5G emissions are coming from. He will be talking about the Great Reset as well as 5G. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is Stephen Garvey.
Get away from the speakers.
Thank you,
press
Ryan.
for truth. I have a thing called Press Truth.
Ryan was right at the beginning.
I got something for the Rebel News guy because it's
You
it's,
have the power.
Federal government
Understand that.
procurement program.
We're just a vehicle up here.
My girlfriend took this off.
It's
from,
up to you.
The government website.
All
just
your activism,
like yesterday.
Okay.
Everything we do is going to come down to that, as it should. Never lose sight of that.
Government purchases everything.
That's what Ryan started
online.
with. And Mark Donnelly,
40 by 46.
he's correct too.
Oh, rocket launchers.
We have entered a period of tyranny.
For the RCMP.
And I'm going to talk about it with the Great
What do the
Reset
RCMP need rocket
and
launchers
tie it
for?
into 5G and explain why
Cool.
NCA
Thanks for the heads up.
is focused on that, but we're
if you
not
remember
only
that,
focused on
government
that.
It's on the government procurement website. But
This is
armored vehicles, body armor,
this is home for me coming back home in some ways.
But rocket launchers, this is
I went to UBC about 20 years ago.
a step above and beyond.
I studied political science, and I never thought I'd be standing here today.
All that tear gas as well.
But life is full of surprises.
This whole thing. But interesting. Keep an eye on the government procurement website.
The truth, knowledge,
trying to clue people into this because this is
will
serious.
empower you.
What do they know that we don't know? For
Remember
sure.
that. Ignorance is bliss only until reality sets in.
I had to
Here
get back.
today,
The speaker was
it's a
way too
big
loud.
group, but we're a small minority.
Going deaf.
We need to reach out to other people. There's a majority out there. I was doing a 5G video the other day. I wasn't wearing a mask. I support people's right to wear them, but don't force me to wear them. Right? People were running from me in Calgary. Running. I couldn't understand it. I just wanted to talk to them. They were running. That's the majority right now. Remember that.
10 years ago.
They're afraid.
Thanks.
They're afraid. They're programmed.
So much.
And we got to reach them because they are deciding.
Luke Radowski.
Yeah.
You guys.
The Great
Appreciate it,
Reset.
man. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Remember Trudeau. The truth came out. And that's the only single thing I like about Trudeau and the Liberals is that they're pretty transparent and honest about their agenda. But he got pushed back and then he said it's a conspiracy. So they showed their true crooked colors. The Great Reset, mistake not, is UN Agenda 2030. UN Agenda 2030 is connected to UN Agenda 21. This Great Reset is leading to what Trudeau said.
Merry Christmas.
When he first came out of Davos.
I like your last two.
The fourth industrial revolution.
Great stuff.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Bogus.
Cool.
That's
Thanks.
bullshit. What it is an AI technocracy on a global scale and a national scale across the country. 5G, 6G, 7G, whatever, 10G is the technological gateway. This is all about self-driving cars, AIs, drones, AI machines. It's not about any of you. We're going to lose up to 40% of our jobs through this transformation they call it. UN Agenda 2030, go look it up, the transformation. That's what's going on. That's the truth of it. And guess what? It's been going on for about 50 years. We've been asleep. We've been programmed by the fake media and fake alternative media. Do not get fooled. Who's talking about these issues that I'm talking about? Question. And be aware of your environment. That's what we do. And we got the cabal looking down on us right there. Look at that. There it is. One of them, Bill Gates, looking down on us. 5G. There's serious health concerns. We've done readings, over 100 readings throughout the country. We have activists doing it. I was just at the Vancouver International Airport. There's 4 towers there.
They're 20 feet above the ground. The meter was completely maxed out.
Excuse me, do you have Dr. Malthouse?
It was over 31 volts per meter.
It's Dr. Malthouse.
Higher, but that's the peak on the meter I was using last night. At 28.5 volts per meter, free radicals are released.
We saw him speak and we just wanted
Free
to
radicals lead to cancer, heart disease, you name it. At 4.76 volts per meter, there's DNA breaks. This is reality, everyone. In downtown Calgary, there's a lot of rooftop towers. Is this part of a depopulation? A soft kill? It's happening, I'm telling you. And they've only started the 5G deployment. They got the satellites going up, SpaceX. China just sent up 6G satellites. We're heading into a global national AI technocracy run by these globalist cabal. Globalist cabal, and it's not just the liberals. In 1992, when it started, it was the so-called conservatives that adopted UN Agenda 21. 1992 at the Earth Summit. In 2015, it was the so-called conservatives that adopted UN Agenda 2030. And I'd like to get Rebel News to mention that because they somehow ignore that fact and blame Trudeau for everything when there's an establishment cabal behind it. Let's face it, everyone. You guys are all awake, so I see a lot of people shaking here, but this is the truth. We're heading into, to build off what Mark Donnelly said, because he gets it, he's smart, he understands, he was very sincere and courageous today. This is I'm going to add on it, this is a global tyranny, national tyranny like we've never seen, globalism, NWO, whatever you want to call it, the cabal. These plans have been probably in full gear, I would say, since World War II. This has nothing to do with democracy. Democracy is a joke in Canada, let's face it. It's a facade. Political sellouts, all kinds of fake media, fake alternative media that's linked to Coke. We talk about Soros, but start looking into Koch brother. The Atlas Network. Dig deep, everyone. It's not what it seems on the surface, trust me. I'm starting to connect the dots. Big time on this. And one thing I'm seeing recently, you know, the lib conservative, they're basically identical. So what I'm seeing now is the so-called conservative. They gotta lie and deceive, because otherwise they're the same. So they're pretending that they oppose the Great Reset. They're pretending they're questioning COVID, yet we saw recently that they're pushing vaccines even faster. What's in the vaccines? But this is coming down to survival, everyone. We all know it. I talked to one guy in Alberta, an oil executive, he called me up. It was kind of grim. He was telling me, well, why do you do what you do? Well, I care about the people. I have a strong sense of civic duty. He says I should just care about myself. And just let people perish. That's how harsh it's becoming, everyone. This isn't made up. Fact check everything I'm saying. 5G, we're not against technology, trust us. But I've been to towers that would make you cringe. I was just at one in Calgary, in a place called Signal Hill. There was a playground there called Toddler Town. 3 pretty disturbing towers. Short, stubby, 30 feet off the ground. Look at the video on NCA. The meter in little Toddler Town, completely maxed out. completely. France, Russia, praise to them. They put restrictions in schools now on EMF radiation. You can't have a cell phone in the school. No towers nearby. Praise to them, and we give them recognition, right? In Canada, nothing. This is the cabal. They're in bed with the telecommunication industry. I call it telecommunication oligarchy. It's all premised on no liability. They don't want to admit a single, not even a little tiny liability. So what that means, our public health, you, me, the public, don't matter. Profit, greed, power. These people are sick. They're beyond sick. These technocrats, like Klaus from the World Economic Forum. One thing I don't know, did they bring the COVID to bring this on, or did they use it? I'm kind of sitting on the fence. It doesn't matter at this stage, does it? But please care for your family. Take this 5G stuff seriously. I know too much about it now. It's scary stuff. And we got a 5G flyer if anyone wants more information on it. We're under shadow ban now, probably over 2 months on Facebook. So please share. It's the cabal again. Establishment cabal. And don't get fooled. That Rempel, Gardner, fake conservative. And I'm not here to attack people, but I stick to the facts. She was young. She was awarded Young Globalist of the Year in 2016 by guess who? The World Economic Forum. What more do you need to know? But I'm concerned about all the sheep out there. The majority, this is going to get worse. Everyone, this is going to get worse. We're providing you with the factual information. Please share it and check out nationalcitizensalliance.ca. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen Garvey. That's amazing. And who here would like to hear from John Stetch again? A couple more parody songs. That's a lot of fun, wasn't it? Here he is. And just one thing to mention. One of our patriots here, Joseph, he's actually got this little flyer that he's put together with Bonnie Henry, Adrian Dix, John Horgan, Laurie Wanamaker, and Mike Farnsworth, phone numbers and email addresses. How about everybody take a screenshot of that, would they? And let's send them a few phone calls and emails over the next day. Let's flood them up. There's some things here that you've learned today, or things here that you know about. Let's talk to them about it. Take it away, John.
Not in a little while.
Check one. Okay. So we got kind of just one song actually, but it's kind of interactive. And remember, Santa Claus is coming to town. So instead of that, we say fake news spreading fear all around. So the rhythm is like fake news spreading fear all around. Okay? Let's just try it once. Fake news spreading fear all around. One more time. Fake news spreading fear all around. Okay. It'll be a little faster though. Better all shout, better all cry, better all pout. I'm telling you why. Fake news spreading fear all around. Better stock up, you better go buy essential things like your whiskey and rye. Fake news spreading fear all around. They love when you are sleeping, they hate when you're awake. They know if you've been battered, cause they got surveillance tapes. better go out, don't be locked down. The communist fascist government clowns think it's better around. One more time, say it again. Fake news spreading fear all around. You better look close, get your microscope. Still can't see it and I think it's a hoax. Fake news spreading fear all around. There's no more common cold or flu, and pneumonia is all cured. And motorcycle accidents are called the corona word. Better mask up before you have sex. Better get your third false positive test. Fake news spreading fear, everybody. Fake news spreading fear, one more time. Fake news spreading fear all around. And that's the news. Thank you.
Hello, there we go. Okay, thank you, John Stetch. Okay, we have one more performer to go for you guys here tonight before we do our little group sing-off at the very end. So I want to welcome a staple of the downtown scene here. He is a known comedian. He is here to do some comedy and lighten the mood for you guys. So if I could please welcome up on the steps, Mr. Alex Lazaroff, please. Thank you.
Hey, how you doing? You guys alive? Free-range humans, how are ya?
This guy's pretty good.
Yes, hopefully not the last round of free-range humans. So, welcome to BC's premier speed dating rally. It's the only one, so it's the best one. Ladies, wow. So I am a refugee. I'm very happy. Thank you, British Columbia, for taking me in. I escaped Ontario. Great to be here. Thank you for taking me. I love you guys. Are you afraid of little COVID-19? COVID-19, a virus so dangerous, you need to take a test with a 90% false positive rate to get it. That's a very dangerous virus. Very dangerous. I'm very scared. I don't know where to begin. At the beginning of this pandemic, my friend runs up to me and goes, "It's martial law! We can do anything we want!" So I was like, I don't think that's how it works. I don't think that's how this works. The whole thing didn't make sense. I was in Ecuador during the first lockdown. Shout out to my peeps in Ecuador. Yes? Oh, one of them's here. Hello. Nice to so it's warmer there. But, so it was weird. There was really weird rules that didn't make any sense. Like, we had a curfew starting at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. you can't go out. So what, coronavirus doesn't like to start work till 2? Like what? It's out late partying. It doesn't wake up till 12:30. They had rules like you can't leave your house on Monday, but you can drive your car. What? So I'm supposed to sleep in my car Sunday, wake up in it, and then go rock and roll? Is that what it is? It's completely ridiculous. Somebody came up to me. I'm fed up with the mask thing. I don't know if anyone else is fed up with the mask thing. It's getting old. It's getting really old. Somebody came up to me the other day and asked me, and I said, actually, I have a list of reasons not to wear a mask. Number 1, I have an immune system. Number 2, you might have heard of it, sovereignty. Sovereignty, anybody? Okay, yeah, it's a thing. Number 3, I don't like participating in false flag communist plots to enslave humanity. Anybody? Just me? Yeah, I like in communism, like, finding out about the communist takeover is a bit like finding out you've got cancer. I'd rather it wasn't happening, but if it is, I'd rather find out about it early. Yeah, communism is no joke. 2 blocks from here, I saw a billboard right here in Vancouver that actually said, I'm not making this up, the best thing you can do for your firstborn child is not to have another. What? Because everyone knows our biggest problem in Canada is overpopulation. When I go overseas, people just keep coming up to me and go, "Hey, you're Canadian? Hey, you guys gotta stop pumping up those babies. You guys are running out of space over there." That's the feedback that I'm getting, so So that's really good. I wish they were just honest with the billboards. You know, if you're gonna, you know, just a little bit of honesty. Communism, everything will be free, except your freedom. That would be an honest. Where's the honest billboard? Give me that one. Anyway, it's getting. Okay, here's what's weird for me. One of my friends from this beautiful movement, Yvonne, she came up to a bunch of police officers about a month ago, and they're good-looking guys. They look like lumberjacks that fight crime. We got good-looking police officers here. And she said to them, "Hey, do you guys want a hug?" And they all looked at each other, and they were like, "We would, but somebody might see us." Something is wrong with this world when heterosexual, beautiful men will not hug a gorgeous woman! That's not normal! What is this? Weird, it's weird. And another female friend of mine mentioned to me, she said, there's something, you know, men aren't quite what they used to be, something weird is going on, and I kind of see her point, you know? I mean, we as men, right, we're the warriors, we used to hunt bears for food! You realize that? One guy would be like, all right, you sneak up behind him, you poke him, he'll be distracted, I'll spear the bear to death, we'll kill him, and then we'll eat him! That was men! Now, men are walking around with face diapers because they're afraid of getting a flu. Come on, guys. What is this?
Say no to face diapers.
It's weird. And I don't know, I think we're going to stop the vaccine things. A lot of people are waking up to this. But like, it makes me wonder, what if these vaccine doctors say they wanted to be as kids when they were asked? You know what I'm saying? You can see the kids, hey Timmy, what did you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a teacher. Oh, that's nice. How about you, Rick? What do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a psychiatrist. Okay, that's nice. What about you, little Fauci? I want to inject humans with heavy metals and aborted fetal tissue. Don't put this kid in charge of anybody. Somebody get a psychiatrist. This is not normal. This is not normal. I thought that's a new joke. I like that one. I like that one. Let's see. I printed up something from our BC Center of Disease Control website. Apparently there's some recommendations for our sex lives. I don't know if you heard. I think it's my duty as a citizen to go through this with you guys. A couple of them make sense. Wash your hands with soap and water. That's not a bad idea. You're gonna get jiggy? Sure, I'm okay with that. Wash your sex toys thoroughly per the manufacturer's instructions. You know, I'm gonna go with that, guys. I'm gonna go with that. You got sex toys, you probably should wash them once in a while. That makes sense. That makes sense. Here's where they start losing me. Wear a face mask. Heavy breathing during you know what can create more. So wait a second. Avoid kissing. Hey guys, no more kissing, okay? It's out. Here's the part where I like it gets good. You are your own safest sex partner. Oh my God. So guys, those first 27 years I wasn't getting lucky, I was doing it for your safety. This is right off the website, I'm not making this up. This is a good one. Choose sexual positions that limit face-to-face contact. So guess what, guys? Doggy style is in! Next time your girlfriend turns around and goes, I don't really want to do it doggy style. You say, hey, baby, it's for safety. Think of your grandma. Do you want your grandma to get sick? Hey, listen, the government can use that kind of psychological warfare against us. I can use it to get a little pum-pum. That's all I'm saying. Think of your grand. No, seriously, that's a really good trick. They appeal to our humanity, right? That's why people actually believe wearing a mask will save other people. Oh, think of your grandparents. Oh my God, I don't want grandma to die. Let's wear a face diaper for the next 100 years. Well, you being a human didn't kill your grandma last year or for the fucking whole history of humanity. Were you here for the last fucking 100,000 years? No, you got definitely a mask is what we were missing this whole time. And I guess the last one I wanted to comment on, I wish I was making this up. Use barriers like walls, e.g. glory holes, that allow for sexual contact but prevent face-to-face contact. Wow. This is on the government website. Oh my God, I mean, they've been using every strategy known to man to separate humanity, right? Like for years now, this is what they do, divide and conquer, right? Man versus woman, rich versus poor, black versus white, they'll play every card to separate us from each other. And now, they've taken it to the next level. They want to literally put a wall between us during the love making. Do you think they've gone too far, folks? Do you think they've gone just a little bit too far? Yeah. No more. No, we should only be able to watch someone with binoculars who's going at it. You shouldn't even, don't touch anyone. When they've made the huggers the bad guys, I think we're pretty much nearing the end of this. This is like 3/4 way into 1984. I think it's over. At this point. And you know, I always used to wonder why my mother would like yell at me and tell me I was going to throw shoes at me and psychological abuse. I thought she just had a lot of mental problems, but turned out she was getting me ready for 2020. Yes, my mom knew. She knew.
Oh, I know.
Anyways, you guys, it's really beautiful to be here. It's like being in a normal place. Isn't that amazing? It's like just hanging out with like normal people here, and you go out there and you're like in a zombie movie. You know, it's weird. That's why I'm here every week. I love you guys. So I'm going to be here on Sundays telling jokes. Support these guys. It's a great movement. If you want to like actually support a good movement that's waking people up from the heart, this is legitimate. Support these guys. I'm on, you can follow me if you want. I'm working on all these kind of jokes. So I'm Alex the Comic on Instagram. You can look me up. And I'm going to check my list in case I forgot anything really funny. I don't want to cut you guys off with any jokes. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is funny. So I'll close on this. Yeah, this is a weird one. You ever have this? You go to a store or something, and somebody passes you by, and they're so afraid, right? They've got their mask. First of all, the people who are wearing their masks all the way up to the eyeballs, don't try and wake them up. You have no chance. Go for the ones that are wearing the mask just up to the nose. They know it's bullshit. They're just wearing it for show. Talk to those people. Those are your ones, okay? I'll tell you who else not to talk to. The people that are too scared to look you in the eye. Even if there's a magical, deadly virus that's killing everybody, which obviously there isn't, because nobody's dying! But if there was, I'm pretty sure you couldn't catch it via eye contact. Look at me! Where is your humanity? It's a little bit weird. The fear, really, it's a weird thing. So I'll end on that. It's all about, as we've been saying, staying in that love vibration. We are all one human family. God wins! And it's us! So keep that love in your heart and live the truth, be the truth. We're going to make it. God bless all you guys. I love you. Thank you for being here.
You mic on? All right, good guys. Okay, so this is almost the conclusion of our Christmas rally. We want to thank everybody for speaking. We want to thank everybody for coming out and supporting this. We have one more thing to do, though. We have one more thing, and this involves each and every one of you also. Okay, Danielle, you want to say what we're going to do next year? Next here.
We are going to be singing a couple of songs all together. We're going to have Happy Christmas, War is Over, and then We Are the World. So anybody who's been on any of our volunteers, any of our crew, any of our speakers, our guests who want to come up here and sing with us, come and join us, please. Yep. Hit it, Jeremy.
Any speakers that have spoke today? Anybody that wants to come up and be a part of this sing-along, please come up. There we go, Sasha. Raul, if Laura wants to come up, if Steve wants to come up, Maria wants to come up, anybody that wants to come up and be a part of this sing-along, please feel free, please feel welcome to come up.
All right, guys.
And let's go.
That will pretty much conclude the rally. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. This has been BC's Mega Freedom Rally, and thanks for watching, thanks for sharing. Don't forget to subscribe to me on BitChute, bitchute.com/pressfortruth. And also, if you appreciate my efforts to bring you this info, hit me up at pressfortruth.ca/donate if you want to financially contribute to my efforts to do this kind of stuff, streaming all day. That's all for today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, peace out.